Yo, what's going on everybody? This is Psyche here, and today we're going to be streaming some more Top Survivor rank. We're going to be playing some more Matador today. So, guys, if you want to watch more Matador gameplay, bro, you'll see it everywhere in rank. Everyone is using this guy in rank. I think he's pretty cool. I think he's also very good. I feel like he's almost too easy to play, honestly. But we're going to be playing him today. It has been a blast playing him. I've been enjoying playing him. So today we're going to play with him as much as possible. We'll see. Cool hair, thank you. I didn't even brush it today. Standard, what's up, my man? Welcome, Standard. We got Mars, Davibird, Phantaz, Mike, Jenny. Welcome, welcome. Maxi Owl. Can't go wrong with the owl profile picture. Thank you so much, Maxi, for coming in. Lulu, what's up? Not Lucifer, right? Not my coach, right? Scramble Dice. How you doing, man? Luca is here. You know, we can all agree man is gender neutral, guys, right? Right, in 2026? I almost said 2025. Yes, we're going to be playing Matador today. So, Matador, I think he's pretty good. If you guys don't already know what he does, basically, he uses a red cape to hit the hunter back, kind of like forward, but without a stun, and he slows them down like an acrobat bomb, which is very good. It's a very strong ability. It lasts for 2.5 seconds on the hunter, but gives you, as a survivor, a huge speed boost. You boost away from the hunter, makes up for the fact you even ran towards them to hit them, because obviously you're losing distance if you run towards them. But if you run towards them, hit them, and then get a huge speed boost away from them, then it makes up for it, plus they got slowed down. And it's also a very good counter to certain abilities in the game. I mean, if you see Ripper swing his Foggy Blade, you could just use your ability in place, and that counts as a flywheel. So you're not just pushing the hunter back and getting a speed boost out of it and slowing them down. You also make yourself invincible to certain hunter abilities. So a great example would be like Axe Boy Flame. If you're ever worried about getting hit, this thing will make you invincible. Same with the Ripper Blade. You just need to make sure that you're not dashing, because when you're in the dashing animation, you will still take damage. So you have to actually be like in the spinning animation, which I think lasts like a second. It should last like a full second. So it's a little bit longer than Flywheel. Flywheel is only 0.4 seconds, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You don't have to just use it to hit the hunter back, but it's great even against stuff like I don't know, even stuff like that doesn't have any direct damage where you would be trying to block the damage and look real cool doing it. There's a lot of other neat ways you can use the ability, like Gamekeeper. Gamekeeper can never actually hit you if you just spam the ability button. It's kind of stupid, but if you get hooked, you can just spam the ability and you'll always get saved. Just make sure you boost away from the hunter. Same thing with Geisha. If she dashes on top of you, you just tap the ability. You just circle in place, and when you circle in place, there's no dash animation, which means you immediately do the ability. You immediately push them back. There's no way they can even damage you. I have had one time where I've tried to use the ability when Photographer comes out of Camera World, and I got hit the exact same time I tried to use the ability, and so put it on cooldown. I don't even know how that's possible, because like I said, if the game detects you using the ability, then it should also already immediately make you invincible as long as you just tap it, you don't hold it. So there is like a small frame where you could use your ability and it doesn't come out, but it still goes on cooldown. But I've had that happen with Knight. Believe it or not, I've had that happen with Knight, where I've gotten hit right as I use my helmet, and it put it on cooldown, but it didn't make the prediction come out. So I predicted one time, and then I wanted to predict the second time, but they blinked for it to attack me, which canceled my attack prediction. And I tried to predict it right as they hit me. It made the prediction go through, because it immediately went on cooldown. But it did not come out. There was no second prediction, but it still put it on cooldown, and it used my helmet on top of that. Same thing happened when I was playing Matador against Photographer. There's like, it just exists in this game, where there's a small frame where you really did press your ability the same exact time the hunter did. I wonder if it's possible with something like Perfumer. It would be crazy. It would be unbelievable if you press your ability the same frame you got hit, so that it uses the ability, but it doesn't actually give you the effect of the ability and just puts it on cooldown and takes it away. That'd be really sad. But I've had that happen with Matador. I've had that happen with Knight. It's kind of unbelievable. I think I've had that happen in the same week. So I've never seen that before. It just happens 2 times in a row. I understand the Matador. Like, maybe he was outside my range, but even then, I should have been invincible to the attack, and then he'd hit me right after. Okay, looks like we're not going to be playing Matador. I mean, again, lots of people are banning Matador. Lots of people are playing Matador, so it's fine. We'll just play another survivor. Not a big deal. Alpha Creature's here. How you doing, Alpha Creature? Maybe we'll play a little bit of Thief today. How do you think about that? Red apron, yeah, the red apron. People out here. I'm not actually gonna go lucky guy, but this is the only way I can see his abilities still. Everyone's like, Psyche, it's a muleta, it's a muleta. It's not a red apron, it's not a red cape. Guys, you know the problem with calling it a muleta? Is that both of his abilities are called the muleta. This one, where he dashes into them, is a muleta. And the one where the thing that he drops on the window is also a muleta. They're both called the same thing, even though they're different abilities. So I can't call it a muleta. I could call maybe one of it a muleta, but I can't call both of them muleta. It just doesn't work like that. We can't be like, oh, I'm going to use my muleta against the hunter and then drop a muleta on the window. I guess it could work if you already know what he does, but if you already know what he does, you're probably not watching the stream to figure that out, you know? You're probably watching the stream. There's people out here who just want to watch because they're going to be like, oh, I want to play Matter. I want to see what kind of things you can do with him. And apparently everything is the same thing. Where is this other... Oh, I forgot what it's even called. The red apron. There we go. There we go. Everyone can remember that, guys. Everyone can remember that. Do I think my teammates will ask for Owl? Probably not. They probably will not ask for Owl. Alright. Let's see how this game goes. For a second, I thought I didn't switch the transition. Okay, Hunter is moving towards middle. We may as well ping that for our teammates. Alright. Maybe we'll get chased. It wouldn't be good to get chased because Seer is obviously not very good at kiting compared to the rest of my teammates. Like, it's not the worst ability in the game, but you have to remember that my teammates have their ability and an owl. I only have the owl. And I guess my flywheel, but so do my teammates. Most of my teammates are also carrying broken windows or flywheels, so that doesn't really count. But anyway, let's remind our teammates that there is an owl. The hunter does hit the puppet. He does gain presence from that, but puppet also gains a small movement speed buff after the puppet ends. That was a small buff they added to puppet a while ago, so there is actually a punishment to hitting the puppet now as a hunter, besides just... I mean, I guess putting yourself in recovery is a pretty big punishment, but you anyway had to wait for the puppet. Something like Axe Boy, I suppose there's a direct advantage, because when you hit them, you immediately make it up with your 1000 presence and extra. Okay, and he didn't even use his last puppet. I mean, unless he was walking on top of a soul, I don't see any way how he doesn't use his puppet on time, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna ping owl usage all match. All match I'm just gonna ping it. I know there was like one stream where I went Seer and I didn't ping that all game, and someone in chat was saying, oh, you should have pinged owl usage in chat. Honestly, that's true. They got a good point, but I cannot tell you how many times I have done that, and it just doesn't make a difference. It just literally doesn't make a difference, man. I don't even think I pinged my Cypher yet. I think I pinged Owl. Oh, I think I did ping my Cypher. I think I pinged my Cypher when I first got on it, right? When I didn't have the Owl. Anyway. I'm sure he'll use his puppet first. And then, he's already asking for the Owl. I guess we'll wait. We have to wait out for the puppet to run out. And then we're gonna start spectating him. Beautiful Owl. He even charge attack made it super easy for us. He does get 30% faster recovery from that, so we gotta keep that in mind, but that's for the puppeteer to remember, not for me. So when you get hit by the owl, I don't know about that. I mean, if she doesn't go down, I guess it doesn't matter a whole lot. Unfortunately, he did end up using that really good pallet there and still went down. You know what's really strange is that he was on the same side as the hunter, so I wonder if he failed a pallet stun and the hunter just walked right through. Because when he broke the pallet, he was on the same side as the puppeteer. It was after half? Oh. I didn't even realize. That's bad. Okay, this guy looks like he's searching for a shaking cipher. That's what that looks like. That looks like he's searching for a shaking cipher. Okay, a little bit of lag here and there. Hopefully it goes away, because if I'm freezing half a second in place on a kite, we are definitely going to die. That's all it takes. It just takes half a second of just standing still for you to not make the best routes. Do got to be a little careful here. It's really nice that we broke the tree for our teammate. Hunter puts up another tree anyway, though. This doesn't really matter. We can do something else. We can grab the souls so that the hunter cannot use them against my teammate. Some of you guys may know this, but exploit trees can only have 2 souls on them. They don't just magically grow back. There's only a limited number of them on every single tree. So when a survivor has a purple soul, that soul didn't come out of thin air. That soul was taken from a tree. And now that tree has 1 less soul, simply put. Okay. That tree will have 1 less soul because of that. When my soul disappears, which is, it takes 30 seconds for it to disappear, that's when the soul respawns back on the tree. That's when it comes back. Man, I don't know what's going on here. My doctor's not pinging. Only my fair lady's saying something. It's making that very difficult to make a choice about whether I should decode the cipher or not. Looks like we shouldn't have decoded the cipher. He's not even gonna go for us. Flywheel not even necessary there. He doesn't even know our tray yet. Our Weber's Law activated behind a wall, so he didn't see our speed bonus that we got from just being out in the open. That's a very telltale sign of when a survivor has Flywheel, is when you see Weber's Law trigger. It's hard to see visually, because obviously it's like a... It's something you don't pick up on. The first day you start playing Identity 5, obviously. When you play Identity 5 for the first day, you're probably not going to realize. Nice, we don't get a soul on us. Cool, cool, cool. I know we didn't get a soul on us because it would say you have left the corrupted area. Some of you guys might be thinking, well, Psyche, didn't you already leave the corrupted area right there? I did, but you... the souls didn't spawn yet. So because the souls didn't spawn yet, the game doesn't count it as leaving the corrupt area. Even though the full presence does know... it does not count in terms of like the soul going on you because there's no soul to spawn yet. That's probably a bad explanation. What I mean to say is, if you don't see the message of you have left the corrupt zone, like right here, it says here, you've left the corrupt area, that means we get a purple soul on us. If you don't see that indication, that means you did not get a purple soul on you, even though you could have left the corrupt zone. And now it's going to say that again. And we just have to be careful. I think the hunter just abnormaled. That really looked like abnormal. He did use a soul. No, he's almost for sure going to come back. Like, he's not going to leave the cipher machine. There it is. He did use the soul at least. Man, my soul just disappeared. I'm just going to use that to be safe. No unnecessary takes. Risks necessary. This match looks like it's going to take a long time, so we're just going to chill out middle. We don't have another cipher to do from our perspective anyway. We have survivors who should be doing other ciphers more than we should. Like, Fair Lady is a worse cutter than I am. Actually, is that true? It's actually not true because I have 0 owls. That's actually not a true statement. Yeah, this doctor not pinging anything is making it extremely difficult to make a choice about whether I should do the cipher or not. Because I don't know if he's near the cipher, is he changing targets, is he committed? If you say Hunter's near me, I know you're committed. And if you say Hunter's changing target, I know you're not committed. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, but people don't do that. People like this doctor don't do that. Which is extremely frustrating. So did he use abnormal? Pretty sure he did. Ooh, I'm still going to get a purple soul on me, though. Okay, because I didn't get the buff. I almost wonder maybe I shouldn't even go for this rescue. Okay, so the way trees work is that if you broke a tree when you had a purple soul on you, it makes the soul disappear immediately, regardless of where that soul came from, but you do not get, like, the buff that makes you not get a soul on you. This is going to be a hard rescue now. Without flywheel, don't think we stand much of a chance. Never mind. That made it a lot easier. If it's going to be after half, unfortunately, but we have to make sure we... No, don't focus on decoding! Wrong ping! Wrong ping. Ooh, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Okay, we're probably going to go down to full presence here, something like that. Sorry, bro. There's no way. We're too slow. We're too slow to move. It takes like what, 25 seconds to get an owl from staring at the hunter? So 25 seconds. I mean, we were a good bit there just by doing that rescue, but it's just still not enough. Wait a minute. Ah, no way. It doesn't actually matter if you use 2 hands or 1 hand, but obviously I want to make sure I'm maximizing my struggle once we're that close. But little fun fact about struggle, it actually doesn't matter if you tap both hands. You just need to tap one of them every half a second. The game doesn't care if you tap both hands. Like in Dead by Daylight, it's like actually cares that you go in like a rhythm from left to right. But in Identity 5, you just need to tap a hand at least every half a second. So tapping like this is the same speed as tapping like this. So it doesn't actually make a difference, but may as well pray, right? We can pray. We can absolutely pray. At least we get a tie. Tie is good in that situation. Like, we were in a very bad spot. I'm surprised that he still went after me, even though the doctor was literally right there. I mean, maybe he thought the doctor would make it. I don't think she would have made that pallet. If she does, she could get hit through the pallet. She would absolutely possibly could get hit by the pallet, or he walks through and she doesn't drop the pallet. Either that, or she just gets hit before she even makes the pallet. The Axe Face crashing out in post-match? Tie is a win for me? Homie, how desperate are you? Oh my god. No wonder. No wonder. Is he making his bans obvious? I didn't check this person's bans, but if they're banning very obvious Axe Face stuff, there's a big reason why you only have a 50% win rate. It's so ironic, but banning stuff that makes it easier for your hunter to win, but is only exclusive to your hunter, is one of the worst things you can do in the game. It's so counterintuitive, but by banning hard counters to your hunter, you give the survivors information to equip a persona build that essentially does hard counter you. So essentially now every survivor hard counters you in one way or another. Maybe just for one fireball. But in so many chases, that's all it takes. It just takes that one fireball to either make your chase not be 3 servers long, maybe like in a tie position, maybe even a win, so that now in the future you could reach that last server machine abnormally. And maybe you have like some tempo on the game. Maybe you have some knockdowns already, so that when you abnormal, it actually means something. But that actually, he's abnormaling a Cypher when everyone is at full health, when he has no chase target. He has no tempo. He has no tempo in that match. You need to set a tempo. I never really use this word because it's like a more of a card game term. But to set the tempo of the match means that you have control of the match, that you're already ahead. So you can take a step back to make your opponent go a little bit slower. It does make you go slower as a result, but if you already are ahead, it just makes you further ahead. When you abnormal, when you don't have any knockdowns, when you don't have any chairs going on already, when you don't have any control over multiple survivors, maybe if you're Go-Man with full energy and you don't immediately have a chase target, abnormally could still be found in a situation like that, because maybe you'll immediately have another chase target and you'll immediately knock someone down with your full presence maxed out cage amount. You know, Go-Man can definitely do something like that. But most hunters in this game, when you don't have a chase target already, and you're abnormaling, and you don't have an easy means of going after someone and knocking them down in one hit, like, Wheel is definitely one of these hunters who can take advantage of, like, an abnormal, right? And then get away and try to hit someone. But if the survivors are ahead of the game, they'll do another cyber machine. That game, our survivors, I don't know what our survivors were doing. I don't know what our doctor was doing. I don't know what our Fair Lady was getting chased, so I'll give her a break. But I don't know what the doctor was doing all that game. I don't know what she was doing all that game. We had me chilling at middle the whole time, forcing Hunter to come back to middle every once in a while. And I guess that's why we have 2 people, so that when one person pulls the Hunter far enough away, we have another one take over, right? And that's kind of what we were doing. But I don't know why we had a third person out doing a cyber machine. That third person should have been doing another cyber machine. Fair Lady finally picked up another cyber machine, probably when she realized the doctor is near her, because I'm sure, I have a feeling Pharaoh could see what's going on with the doctor being on the same side of the map as her. But for me, I have to just play it safe and stay from a far distance. So who knows? But someone in that situation should have been doing a cyber machine immediately. Thankfully, it didn't matter because no one was going down. So us losing time, not doing anything, didn't actually mean anything, because Hunter also wasn't doing anything. Right? So if you have normal and you're not doing anything as a Hunter, you don't have any knockdowns, you don't have an easy chase target. And every single time you hit a survivor, you have to go back to check on the Cypher, and that one survivor's doctor, then you're kind of screwed. At least you would be gaining something. by hitting any other survivor, right? But Doctor just keeps healing herself. So I guess honestly, Doctor's a pretty good survivor at pressuring the last cipher. Because you can't just hit and run as a hunter. You check back on the cipher, but then she gets a free heal out of it, and you have the exact same problem. You have to commit, but then if you commit, then that seer takes over that cipher machine. Like, it's not bad what she was doing, but at some points we just had two people unnecessarily pressuring the cipher from the same side of the map. So whenever the Axeway was pressuring, let's say, the Pharaoh lady, he's also pressuring the Doctor at the same time, right? So we have an extra person doing nothing during that time. They're not taking chase, and they're not able to quickly get around the hunter and decode it. Dude, I didn't know who you were until someone in my guild said I went up against you in the Axeway. GG's, man. Yeah. This guy, I mean, this could be another Axe Boy. I didn't see what the last Axe Boy banned last match, but this could be another Axe Boy. They're also banning Prisoner, though, which is not a very good ban as a hunter. I wonder what this could be. I don't know. I mean, it could be something, anything high tier, honestly. It could just be something high tier, like a Hula Baloo. Who knows? Could easily be a Hula Baloo. Okay, I think we got the same Doctor from last match. GG's, your owl is nasty. To be fair, the charge attack made it easy, but thank you. Thank you, appreciate it. I've been conditioned to think Gravekeeper bans are wheel, even though he's a good ban overall. Honestly, that's what I used to think, and then nowadays, I don't see any wheel, and whenever I see a Gravekeeper ban, I'm like, oh, it's a wheel! No, it's Axe Boy, because when you... Oh my god, it's actually a wheel! It's actually a wheel, bro. But yeah, when I remember I would used to always think, oh, it must be wheel, right? And then it's an axe. I'm like, oh, because when you go underneath the ground, you don't get a soul on you. I do that all the time whenever I'm against an axe. But it's really stupid, by the way. That shouldn't be a thing, but it is what it is. It's extremely stupid that Gravekeeper, when he goes underground, and I love Axe, but Axe is one of my favorite hunters in the game. It upsets me that Gravekeeper just gets no souls on him. It's so stupid. There's absolutely no reason for that. Don't know what the hunter's doing. This is gonna be like a game where as soon as we get blinked, we're just gonna go down, huh? Like, I mean, as soon as we get that second spike, we're just gonna get blinked. Okay, never mind. I had a feeling he would immediately throw a trap, but I thought he would throw it more directly. He's just gonna leave? He's just gonna leave. Seriously? That's one of the worst choices you can make as a hunter! He's just gonna leave? Okay, I see. I guess I see why. Because he probably heard the second Mind's Eye cane being used, and now he knows where the Mind's Eye is. Okay. I'll give it to him. But then, I don't understand why he didn't go after the Mind's Eye the first time. He could definitely roll after me a little bit, and then never leave wheel, and then go after Mind's Eye after like 20 seconds of wasting my time. I don't think you ever in any universe, if you're not going to go for the survivor, should you ever get out of wheel form. Okay, and this Mind's Eye, by the way, has broken windows, so when she vaults a window, she immediately boosts away from his wheel form when he comes out of wheel. Now, it honestly depends, but as a slow vaulter, don't even vault the window as a slow vaulter, generally speaking, because if you vault that window, it's going to be very easy for the wheel to go around the window and hit you with a spike. So instead, what you should do as a slow vaulter is, when the wheel is like trying to hit you with the spike, just try to dodge it out in the open. When he comes out of wheel, then vault the window, you get a huge speed buff. Now he can't trap you immediately. If you're a fast vaulter like me, okay, well, I'm playing Matador, that's why. But if you're playing a fast vaulting character, or a normal vaulting character, then it's fine to vault early. I do take a sacrifice, because I still use my broken windows. Nothing changes there. I still have to use my broken windows. But I'm taking the risk that I'm taking a bet that I can survive at this window and prevent a second spike for a long time, instead of trying to dodge out in the open near these walls where he could bump off the wall and then use a speed buff and try to hit me that way with wheel's very generous hitbox for the wheel form. You got to keep in mind, because when he goes fast, you got to play wheel to know how bad he turns and what he can and can't turn with his speed. Like that. That's what I mean. You see, there's like this blind spot that he just can't make. But right there's nothing I can do about that. Okay. That's good for me. He just thought I would go for the other ballot. That's nice. We're kind of in trouble, though. We're kind of in trouble this game, because obviously we're not in a good spot with 3 spikes on us. We don't have a choice. We have to remove these spikes at this point. You can argue that you don't need to remove your 1 spike. That's why I didn't remove my 1 spike. Okay, she's not going to help me. He just messed up his what's it called? His blink right there, I think. I don't know why she's trying to protect the Mind's Eye, who has no broken windows and... Or no, not broken. Obviously she has broken windows, but she doesn't have borrowed time. Did she realize that? Okay, looks like she doesn't. Mind's Eye should be telling her teammates to pop as soon as possible, but... Whatever. It is what it is. There's no real point doing the exit gate right now, because it's going to be... This guy's obviously going to go for the other exit gate, so no point doing it. Hmm. Let's see who's going to go after. Is he going to actually still go after the gate? At this point, if it looks like he has a target selected, we can probably go ahead and do things again. I'm actually curious. Can you use the cape to prevent the full presence from putting a second spike on you? I think you can. I think it should be able to treat it like a flywheel, right? I wonder if it's actually worth doing. I'm actually gonna remove my spikes here. I probably should remove them anyway. But against wheel, it's generally at this point with full presence. Generally, with wheel, doesn't really matter. Because it's very easy to get 1 spike with the 1000 presence ability, and then the second spike with the full presence ability in wheel. I'm gonna do. I want to test this out. Can we use the cape here to prevent us getting the second spike, and treat it like a flywheel? I mean, I want to try. We might not get to try though. I don't think we will. No, but he has detention anyway. Let's leave then. Let's leave as soon as possible. That's not good. Step in the trap for BM? No, he didn't throw it close enough. Yeah, I mean that Mind's Eye. As soon as the Cypher's prime, she should just be saying focus on the coding, because there's no reason to keep the kite going. Did this guy forget where he killed the journalist? I think he forgot. He actually forgot? There's no way. She could make it. She could make it if he keeps getting stuck! He keeps getting stuck! Oh my god, this poor guy. This poor hunter. No, he should have gotten a tie there. He shouldn't have gotten a tie. We didn't deserve that win. We didn't deserve that win to some random no borrowed Mind's Eye that just dies instantly. It's like, I mean, somehow she survived. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's because of the fact that we took kite at the start. If it wasn't for us wasting like a minute of his time at the start of the game, I thought for sure his gameplay was going to be, his game plan was going to be to like wait for blink, and even if he doesn't get the second spike, he'll just blink me, and that way he gets 1000 presence up, and that way he can easily get a second spike and me just snap me to death. But no, somehow, some way he almost did the thing that I thought every single wheel would do, and then he just didn't do it. I guess some hunters just don't realize that there's multiple ways of killing a survivor than to just get 2 spikes in them and then blink them to death, or like throw a trap. You could also go for 1 spike, throw a trap on them. If it works, obviously in that area is going to be very tough, but you could blink them, you could blink the survivor, and then you'll get your 1000 presence, assuming you have insolence, and then you'll easily be able to get that second spike in with your 1000 presence ability. Win is a win. Win is a win, definitely, but that sucks. I'm not even gonna say sorry. It sounds so cocky. That really sucks, though. He's got to move out of the McDonald's parking lot. That's a good step 1. But yeah, that sucks. 4-game winning streak, though. I'll take it. Definitely will take it. We were doing good with green yesterday. Was it yesterday? Oh no, it was 2 days ago. We were doing good with green 2 days ago, and yeah. Think we're gonna lose it, guys. Think we're gonna lose games today because we're not playing with green anymore. Mind's Eye did a good rebound. Did she do a good rebound? Did she survive for a long time after the first chair? Because after the second chair, it doesn't really matter. Because she had tied up until the last cipher was prime. I mean, it doesn't even matter because she doesn't have borrowed time. She can't take a hit at all. I guess it was good in that regard. But did she rebound after the first save? I didn't even realize. It felt like I had no time to do anything there. Like I finished my cipher by the time I got my next server, she's already getting cheered by me. Hunter didn't ban anything? Hunter didn't ban anything. She got hit instantly. Thank you, Maxie, for being honest. Thank you. At least one person's paying attention, bro. At least, you know, I appreciate our prisoner has borrowed time, guys. I appreciate it. The hunters that don't ban are the scariest. Please, bro. Man, these people are so obsessed with this spawn. These people are so obsessed with doing this spawn. I think people just don't know how to cut on Dark Wits. That's what I think. Because you just give a nasty cipher block. You give a nasty cipher block for the guy in the top right. I guess it's not that bad. I guess it's not that bad for the Archer because there's typically a cipher right near her, but it's still wasted time. Putting yourself in a corner also starts to cut a little bit sooner. There's really nothing to actually use besides the ropes at the swings. There's actually nothing there if you really think about it. Like, yes, there's that one pallet in the back of the map, but it's pretty easy to go around as a hunter. Unless you have it pre-dropped, and then you can get a pallet boost out of it, which at that point is actually pretty decent. Really, though? My cipher's the one that's getting blocked? Come on now. Seriously? Okay. Well, whatever. I guess it's fine. Can he actually hook over that log? I don't think he can. I don't think Gamekeeper can hook over that log. Okay, he used the hook one time. The prisoner just rotated the hell out of him. Oh my god, I saw the Gamekeeper go behind. That hook's gonna go on cooldown. Okay. So not a big deal. Actually, is that already a second hook? Maybe that is a second hook. Maybe it already came off cooldown. No, it looks like he's actually waiting on it. I'm actually not really a fan of using these ropes against Gamekeeper. We could easily get terror shocked while using them. You gotta be so careful. Don't see the hunter. Okay, the hunter's actually near us. He could switch targets to us. You always got to be careful, like a warp or like dropping down here and changing his mind and going for us. He could do it. He has the hook. I think he could hook over these boxes. It looks like you can hook over this box right here. I'm not sure about that box on the right or this box over here. But this one, you see how this one's slightly lower down? You can definitely hook over that. I mean, you gotta. But then again, the log. The log is a unique obstacle, though. I've played the game long enough to know that certain obstacles like this that have this kind of shape and are this low to the ground, this is something Antiquarian can jump over. This is something that Acrobat can jump over. So if you're ever stuck at this pallet, as a last resort, if the hunter goes around, you could jump over it as Antiquarian right here, and that could be a good escape route. But as a downside, stuff like Gamekeeper can hook over it. That's generally true, at least. 85%. Okay, we'll just let him take over the cipher. There should have been another cipher here. Yep, there it is. Trap disarming progress. He looks like he trapped off the top cipher. I'll say at that point, it may as well not even be worth breaking the trap because you just, honestly, all it does is alert Gamekeeper and it wasted 8 seconds of you breaking the trap. The prisoner could have just finished it, honestly, at that point. We have to be careful here. He's probably going to break the prisoner connection, I'm guessing. I hope he does. Because that gives Gravekeeper solid info. And he's got peepers. Okay. If our teammates didn't know that, now they know that. Hunter used peepers. This cipher has decent progress, though, at this point. We can't really leave it behind. I mean, I was thinking about doing the big house cipher. But this is already a significant amount of progress. 40 is a good amount, so we will keep doing it. Look at this. This is another very similar log. Oh, look, we just got our ability for free just from having a heartbeat. See, this is how Enchantress used to be. You guys want to know why Enchantress used to be an S tier survivor? This was a big reason why. She would just get stacks from, as long as she has a heartbeat, she would gain stacks. And I'm looking at this same survivor right here, Matador, and I'm thinking the exact same thing. They're gonna have to nerf the range of this, because this is absolutely ridiculous that you just need a heartbeat to get it. That's stupid. That's too much. That needs to go. You can't just be doing anything and have your heartbeat be enough to just get more of your ability. And you gotta. I wonder if we should take this risk. If he hits us here, we could go for it, but let's see. Is he gonna basic hit me? He is gonna basic hit me. Okay, so what this allows is that he actually can't kill us that easily because of a little thing that Matador can do with his cape. And we have two of them ready for this guy. Let's see what he's gonna do. Like, I don't want to vol here. It's a little bit risky. I actually really need this guy. Oh! No! Wait, vote! Ah, it didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, so the thing about Gamekeeper is that if Gamekeeper hooks Matador, if Gamekeeper hooks the Matador, you could just use your cape and you'll survive. You won't even take a hit. It becomes very difficult when he has full presence. It becomes much more difficult when he has full presence. Because obviously you can just keep using the hook to go into walls no matter where you go. A little bit annoying there. How did the Archer get up? Archer had borrow time. Or people healed her. I don't know. I thought for sure that this Gamekeeper... Honestly, maybe I should have popped immediately. Maybe I should have popped immediately because if he hooks me, I can use my ability. I didn't want to take the risk because if he hooks into a wall and doesn't hook me, then I'm also forced to use my ability, and then, you know, then that's not very good. Then that's not very good because he still has his hook up. So it really depends. It really depends. But like as a first, Kai Matador is one of the hardest counters to Gamekeeper in this game. Because you can't really afford to use your hook for mobility more than once. If you use it more than once for it, then the second time you use it for mobility, you're out of hooks at that point. You have to try to hit the survivor at that point. And if you don't get it, they're going to be behind a pallet or something like that, and it's just not going to work. Honestly, I should have just probably stayed in front of the pallet, honestly. I probably should have just done that. How did she get rescued from balloons? Prisoner shocked the Gamekeeper out of balloons. It's also really nice that he used the teleport on us, because now he just can't have anything to get to the other gate. So as long as we stay near our cipher area, even though it's not the greatest area in the world against Gamekeeper, like maybe we should have gone to the two-story building, but with that hook up coming soon, we have to remember that we have to run towards the cipher after he hits us, and then we'd have to run back into the hunter to go to the two-story. It wouldn't really work out. It's not really on a route anymore. We would actually go down a little bit faster that way. Using the tall walls there is good enough. I think we could have played that better, though. Honestly, I think I could have played that better. I should have used the big rock a little better instead of just standing at the pallet right there. Because I forget, I don't have to be so scared of trying to dodge the hook over the pallet. Because if he hooks me, he's not going to be able to do anything. He wastes his hook and he puts himself on a cooldown. His only way is to actually hook around obstacles. And at that point, I should be taking advantage of that. So that was my bad. It's such a like automatic habit to kind of like that, though. Because no survivor in the game, besides the flywheel, is able to be immediately used after you get hooked. Like, I guess Perfumer can. Never mind. There are some exceptions. Like Seer can, Perfumer can. But Antiquarian cannot. Antiquarian cannot. But Matador can. Or something like Meteorologist. There's a brief delay before you use it. Generally, most survivors, once you're hooked, you're not escaping that basic hit. Unless you use your ability. But most abilities in this game also don't work. Matador's the exception, though. So yeah, should have kept rotating around that rock. Even when he went around the pallet side, we don't need to really worry about dodging the hook. Because we just survive no matter what. In fact, it would have helped us if he did that. Because then he puts us on the side where we can easily reach the window next to him. So when we use our capability, we're going to be able to push through the open pallet. Not even worry about dropping it. Just go straight for the broken windows boost. Get to 2-story. Use the ropes. All during this time he was on cooldown. He actually would have helped us if I let him hook me there. He obviously didn't have to, but if he chose to do that, that would have let us get a huge route. Now that I'm thinking about it, like he would have hooked us to the side where now we can more easily use that window near us. Get a boost out of it. Go to 2-story. It would have been much better. It would have been actually much better than trying to stay at those 2 pallets, because obviously we're not going to get dungeon standing with those 2 pallets. Milk break? I don't drink milk from a cup. I don't leave like milk in any cup. If I ever put milk in a cup, I drink it all immediately, because the milk is going to get warm, and then that's not really good milk to me. It's still just as good as if it was cold, but the most important thing to me is that the milk is cold. It's not milk if it's not cold. It's like when my mom heats up milk to like soothe a sore throat and put honey in it. Like, it's fine. It's fine, I guess. But like, I would rather drink it cold. It's not even milk in that case. What I'm saying is this cup is not milk. That's basically what I'm saying. I just for no reason told you something about myself. I couldn't help it, bro. I just love being a narcissist like that. Okay, that's a joke. That's a joke, guys. They're predicting Geisha, and it was indeed a Geisha. Were her bans that obvious? Matador is like a good ban in general nowadays, because people were asking me, Psyche, do you think Matador is a good ban? You know, I didn't know, because to be fair, I didn't play with Matador enough, nor did I go against Matador enough. But I think I can say by now that Matador is a very strong survivor. Like, in terms of, like, strongness, I'm talking, like, even hard counters certain hunters. Like, Gamekeeper, if you ever get hooked, you always beat him to the basic hit by using your ability. Geisha, same exact thing. There's also hunters that cannot run certain builds. And what kind of build am I talking about? I'm talking about fast power breaking. Some hunters in this game just do not run fast power breaking because it's disadvantageous for them to run fast power breaking when their ability easily crosses past. Now, something like Geisha doesn't really count because Geisha can easily get mind game. The hunter survivor could slip over to the other side of an undropped pallet. She could get stunned, and then she still has to deal with the pallet. But what would be a better example would be something like Bonbon. Bonbon not really, because he kind of already bombs the pallet. So you can't really like put a red apron on it and then jump over the pallet. That's the point I'm trying to get to, by the way. Is that what Matador does good is that even if his ability by base is not that good, even if his base ability is not that good, brother, the way my random game sense is so good, by the way, that I just knew the journalist must be rescuing based off her position and the fact she's not pinging anything, that she's probably like so focused on getting probably one of the world's easiest rescues. I knew it. I was about to go for that rescue because she's not saying anything. I'm like thinking, nope, this is probably just random behavior, not pinging anything. And I was so right. I was so right. Anyway, back to the point. Even if you go against a hunter where, like, the red cape to push the hunter is not that amazing. Like, let's say Peddler, right? You could push the hunter, but then they could vine after you, right? It's not that amazing. But what is amazing is secondary ability. And that's what makes Matador so strong, is that if it's not his main ability that is good about countering a hunter, it's very often going to be his secondary ability, because there are a lot of hunters. I don't even think it's honestly worth rescuing this, but I guess we may as well see where he's getting chaired. Yeah, we're not rescuing. I mean, he does have a book. We'll see. Like, maybe this Geisha, maybe we'll be able to sneak a rescue, but I don't think we go for this rescue. I think our tie turn is going to be better spent elsewhere this game. Like, imagine, for example, imagine someone dies on a server. Like, that journalist not getting off for Cypher right now is just asking to get chased and die on it. Go to the Cypher. The hunter is moving towards that Cypher. She could go after us if she wants at this point, but we already have Prisoner working on a spare cipher machine, so it doesn't really matter. I know this guy had a book, and I know on paper we could dig down, and I rescue, and then the novelist uses the book when she goes near the stairs, when she comes down the stairs, I should say. But it's just never gonna work. She's gonna see where we're coming from. She's gonna hit us out of the shovel. Or if she's smart, she'll do one better and just not hit me out of the shovel. You know why? Because when you dig down, you're gonna give the hunter a drop down hit. But yes, because they can travel down that hole with you, and then you give them a drop-down hit. So you can dig down a basement, but not if the hunter's on top of you. Not because they'll hit you out of the shovel, but because when you dig down, they're going to hit you on the way down and get a no recovery hit, and you'll just feed them an absolutely the world's freest hit, basically. I'm so convinced that she's about to teleport here. No. Okay. No teleport. Okay, that's fine. I guess she's saving it for the end game. Surely she's running teleport or trump card. One or the other. I love how we both got off, but I have the better ability to be on the gate anyway, so. She's standing way too close to the gate. Like, believe it or not, this is too close. Because against this hunter... Okay, she used excitement and immediately swapped. So there's no trade anymore. Or she swapped and used excitement. Honestly, it was so fast I can't tell. That's too close. Because if a teleport happens right there, Journalist is not going to make the pal before a Geisha with full presence is going to dash on her. It just doesn't work. Okay, and what if he's on dungeon? Call it. He's going for dungeon. That's why I didn't go out of gate. I don't really like it when people don't ping when they're trying to dungeon kite, because the thing about the dungeon kite is that if you don't ping while you're trying to kite to dungeon, we don't know where you're at. We don't know if you're trying to come to the gate. Like, I can take a body block hit, or maybe mercenary. Let's say I was mercenary, or maybe knight can help with his abilities. Rescuers can very often help survivors reach the gate, right? But we need to know if you're going for the gate or not. And so when you ping, we don't know if you're going for the gate or dungeon still, but when you ping, we can see how far away that ping is. We get an idea, okay, what is more likely? Is he going to go for dungeon at that distance from us, or is he going to go for gate? Sometimes people do make their way all the way from hospital to the shack gate. That is a thing that's possible. But if they're constantly pinging, you're going to see they're going to slowly get closer and closer and closer, especially with like a broken windows boost from the ruins side of hospital. They'll not ruins directly, but the side of hospital facing ruins. There's a window there. That's a great way to get a head start towards shack from hospital. That's one of the key routes I will use against hunters that don't have good mobility. Hunters that don't have good mobility, I will use that against them. But it's Geisha. So it's going to be really hard to make a distance like that all the way from hospital to shack with nothing but the open. You can't really do it. So it's more likely that he's going to go for dungeon, and he did try to go for dungeon. He didn't make it, but a little bit of game sense right there. Thank you so much, Joseph, for the Mexican dollars. That's Mexican $20. Hi, Psyche. Is Matador good at support or kiting? I would say he's very good at kiting. Usually people who are good at supporting are usually pretty good at kiting themselves. There are a few exceptions like Seer, but he's a very good kiter. He's fine at supporting. It's better than nothing. Slowing down a hunter for 2.5 seconds is very nice because there's so many stun resistant perks nowadays on the hunter side that stunning is actually not that good anymore. You need there to be some other debuff. So that's why like Antiquarian has the debuff of removing the hunter from swinging, and that's why something like Matador has the ability to slow down the hunter instead of stunning them. It's more advantageous that way because if you look at the hunter persona, there's a lot of anti-stun. You got Rage, you got Desperate Fight, you got Addiction. Addiction used to not really be a thing back then, but nowadays, ever since it's got that buff of reducing Hunter's movement speed, the Survivor movement speed, I mean, it's become pretty good. I mean, it's become auto-run. Like, it's 8% at worst. At worst, it's 8% and gives a debuff, which is better than Rage. Even without the debuff, this is already better than Rage, because you're almost never going to get stunned in a game with stunners by themselves. Like, right? And if it's something like Antiquarian, then, like I said, you're going to get debuffed by the attack, so it doesn't really matter to free yourself from the stun that much most of the time. He's got that very strong ability going for him on support. The fact that he doesn't stun, which is ironically enough good that he doesn't stun, because there's a lot of stun resistant perks that actually help the hunter's pursuit nowadays with addiction specifically. So it's great. I like it. It's good. I don't think I've ever seen my ability be used yet to actually help a survivor like move with the Matador yet. This ability right here, as soon as you hit the hunter one time, you can move with other survivors. I haven't seen that yet. I've done it, but it was never during a chase. It's kind of hard to pull off, because the thing is, if a survivor is getting chased by the hunter, as a supporter, it's usually not a good idea to save your support when the hunter's right next to the survivor, because there's a very good chance they might just die right then and there as you waste your support ability. Generally, as a supporter, you should try to lean on the side of using your support ability sooner rather than later. Because when you think about it this way, what does it make a difference when you stun a hunter? Let's say you're forward, right? What difference does it make if you stun the hunter when they're right next to the survivor versus when they're far away from the survivor? The distance they gain is going to be the same, if not maybe slightly more, because then maybe addiction will not be triggering out of distance if they have a lot of distance like that. Usually that's not going to be the case, but let's just put it this way. That distance is distance no matter what. If you have a safe spot to go for a support, go for it. Which makes it very difficult to use his support ability of grabbing survivors with you after hitting the hunter, because that assumes that the hunter is right next to the survivor, which is very risky. It's very risky to go for something like that. Stuff like Antiquarian, it's fine. It's fine because she works out at close distance. But, you know, I could say the same thing. I could say the same thing about Antiquarian. It's that Antiquarian gives that debuff, right, when there's no survivors nearby. Right, if there's a survivor nearby, she doesn't really give that debuff of not being able to swing, at least not for more than 2 seconds at most. Right, so when the hunter is just a little bit further away from the survivor, that's still a great time to use your ability, because that way if the hunter was planning to like use a Geisha dash, use a warp, use a Violinist peddler, use a Go Man cage, abilities that would, basically what I'm saying is any ability that would help the survivor, or sorry, not help the survivor, help the hunter catch up to the survivor immediately after you supported, are out of the question now, because now you're able to get rid of their attack with your stunts. And so even Antiquarian is one of the survivors where you really don't mind using your support from afar. So he's a great supporter. He's great. It's already been 1 hour. Jesus, bro. But yeah. It's fine. Like, the support is fine. It's better than nothing. It's definitely better than nothing. And the 2.5 seconds of 50% slowdown, it hurts, bro. It hurts as Hunter. It hurts as Hunter. Because you have to remember that while you're getting pushed away and slowed down, the other star is still running away. It's not like with Matador that when you're chasing Matador, that's a little bit unlucky, that when you're chasing Matador, that you, hold up, we got Little Girl, Prisoner, Matador as our survivors. We don't really have another rescuer. I guess I might rescue here. Prisoner is going to rescue. Ripper's getting really greedy here for a single chip hit. In the meantime, we got like 20% of free decode progress. I don't think that was a worth trade. At least if he got a big Foggy Blade, then I guess then we could heal it up though, so it wouldn't be as bad. But then we waste time healing. A single chip hit is not the end of the world. I really wish Miki would like ping how much shovels he has, because that's a really nice thing to know if we're deciding to rescue you. I guess we're going to rescue at this point anyway. Unfortunate. Didn't end up hitting the hunter. He just moved so fast away. Oh, we might actually end up getting double hit now. Yeah, that was not worth it. It was a chip hit. It's not the end of the world, I guess. He didn't have time to build up a second Foggy Blade. I really wish he would have pinged that sooner. Cause dude, we don't rescue in that situation without Tide. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. I love how Little Girl's going to rescue anyway. We need to dodge this Little Girl, by the way, because this Little Girl wasn't this Little Girl the same one with that that doctor that never pinged, and then that Mind's Eye with no borrowed time? Maybe that was someone else. I gotta dodge this person. They're not helpful with their 0 pings. Like, why are we going for the rescue anyway? How are you gonna help this guy survive? At least Matador can help survive. What is she going to do? Push the hunter away? I'm really scared of pushing the hunter away, as Ripper is going to instantly speed himself back up. Yeah, I don't think that rescue is worth it. But maybe like you can argue one rescue is worth it. You can argue one rescue is worth it because that way it convinces the hunter to. Oh yes, he's on me. That's good. Hello. It does work. Okay, I wanted to test, but now we're dead. I wanted to test. Obviously, you need to be by a pal when you do that, but that does work. That does work. A little bit unlucky. I just ran into the hunter when I didn't even realize he was right there. It's all worth it for science. All worth it for science. It scares me because in the game description, it says, "Oh, it blocks most abilities and damage." Like, what does that mean? What does that mean, most? Because you look at Flywheel, and Flywheel, I don't think there's a single thing in the game that Flywheel doesn't block. Can anyone name one thing that Flywheel won't block the damage of? One thing. One thing. I can't tell you one thing in my head. I'd have to go through the hunters one by one to think of it. But in the game, it says the same thing. It still says in the game, oh, it blocks most abilities. Okay, so then what's the one thing it doesn't? Exactly. It blocks everything. So, like, with Matador, it's the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Dude, we're not even going to make this rescue. Hello. Does he get invisibility immediately? No, he didn't get it. Nice. It disappeared. Did it disappear or did he just not use it? I don't know. We're definitely going to want to make him vault this window here. No, he's not going to vault it. It's still guaranteed 8 seconds of kite time. Like, this ability is still insanely good. Like, that just wasted 8 seconds of him doing nothing. I guess it also did waste my boost. Didn't have time. I should have spammed it. I forgot I don't need to hold it. I should have spammed it. I can just tap it. I can just tap it. I don't need to hold it. I was like, oh, I'm going to hold it so I can drag it on myself. I forgot I can just tap it. That would have been so good. We actually... Well, we would have countered it, but we don't really have anything else to use, though. Clerk recordings are not damage. I guess camera you got a point about, though. Camera, you're not wrong. What did you just hit? I heard like a boing sound. Dude, props to him for making that rescue with yellow ping, by the way. You can't flywheel tie turner effect? What is that supposed to mean? Tie turner is a buff, not a damage instance. When you take damage during the 20 seconds... Does that really count? I wouldn't define that, but I guess you do have a point. I didn't really think about it like that. No, he's right there. They were so scared, man. No, I tapped it. It still didn't use it. Come on, dude. I didn't even dash that time. It doesn't really matter. We still would have died, but... Maybe it's actually more common than I think that can happen with Matador. Seriously, though? Come on. Great. Now I don't even know if little girl left the chat now or not, because I died so much later than her. Can Clerk record when they break the pallet forced by Matador? You have to record yourself before you start getting seen, but the recording will still be active as long as you started it before you looked at it. Because once you look at it, you lose all control of your abilities. You can't just start abilities and stop them. Otherwise, every hunter would start using their abilities while they're breaking the pallet. Why don't you see that? Because you can't. You can't do it. So no, but I'm sure she could record the actual pallet. I'm sure she can record the actual thing. She could probably even break it from a distance if I had to guess. What's up, Miki? How long left till rank ends? We got 48 minutes. Only did 5 matches so far. This match was pretty long. 8 minutes? 8 minute 44. Your rank session has been okay. Honestly, for no duo, it's actually been pretty decent. It's not been terrible. I'm going to the dentist later. Well, good luck. Hope it goes well. It's like you say to me, I keep going from 9.8k points to 9.5k points. What are you playing? It's got to be something with a lot of points. Is it Sculptor? Little girl? Oh my god, bro. Have you ever thought about retiring Little Girl in general? You know, maybe she's not worth playing. Maybe there's just, you know, something else. Definitely not Escapologist, though. Don't choose Escapologist. You played her since release? Well, she's definitely seen better times then. Can you flywheel the breakable walls damage in Red Church? I don't see why not. I'm sure you can. She does need a buff, to be fair. She does need a buff. I've never tested it, but I'm sure you can. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. Message retracted. You can just delete messages. Any win is a good rank day. I guess if you're only solo ranking, then I guess you could put it that way. But if... Dog, bro, I'd be depressed if that was me. Second Ripper today. Or is this the third Ripper? How many Rippers have we gone against today? I need to check something. Okay, basement is not here. Basement's at factory. Looks like we have flywheel and not broken windows against Ripper. Broken windows is great when he early game when he doesn't have 1,000 presence because he just can't catch up. He doesn't have anything to catch up, especially if they run Peeper. Broken windows is just such a hard counter to Ripper. And any survivor can run it. Oh yeah, we should probably ping the owl. Okay. His first chip hit. You really don't want to do chip hits against Professor. He essentially can take 5 Ripper hits instead of 4. He probably doesn't have a choice though. I bet you he probably threw a big one trying to hit him and probably missed. That might be why. Hopefully this guy remembers there's a Seer on his team pinging every 5 seconds that he has an owl. Or not. I'm going to look at him just so he remembers. Hopefully he'll remember next time. This would actually be a really good chair move. There we go. Good thinking. That was a really good chair move. That's a very annoying chair to rescue from as escapologist. Without any movement abilities, any survivor would have a hard time rescuing its Ripper on that chair. In the corner, any corner chair like that makes it very difficult. You could risk it with the tall walls, but it's not a good bet, especially when he has peepers. It'd be nice if he doesn't take any damage here. He doesn't even use his scales. I could have sworn it was off of cooldown already. Okay. There's an airbag factory. Guess who's getting spectated again, just so he remembers. Are you pregnant? And what is your profile picture, by the way? Is that speed? Speed Desert. I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised that this is the person pinging it. You're not pinging it saying that. Oh, Miki. Is Miki still rescuing, bro? Oh, beautiful. What a great chair move by Miki. That's really good. He could even get a free rescue here now. Okay. That's a little bit annoying. That's still really good for us. I don't use any abilities. Oh, shoot. Now we might be in trouble. Now we might be in trouble. Now we might be in trouble, boys. Let's just get as far away from the Cypher as possible, because we're going to die no matter what to any Foggy Blade here. Okay, a little bit of... that's fine that they're healing. That's fine that they're healing. Not the worst. Are you a father or speed? Please, I need to know. I'm not a father, no. No father. They should be able to easily do the Cypher Machine now. This should be a very easy time doing that last Cypher Machine now. Even if it's after half, as long as we get the Cypher primed. Okay, my Fire Investigator needs to pop his Cypher. Thank you. About damn time. Thing is, Escapologist is such a terrible rescuer. I don't think he's gonna make it. Yeah, he's definitely not gonna make it, bro. I don't understand how some people don't, like, see the escapologist, like, frantically running around in the same place. Like, is that not a sign to you that something's wrong, clearly? See, some people are just missing that, like, that... I wouldn't even say it's, like, game sense. I would say it's, like, almost like a prey-predator game, like, life sense instinct. Like, if you see something's going wrong with some guy that you know... Like, clearly something's off. You don't even see, you don't even notice, you don't even pay attention to it. Like, come on, bro. No, like, I'm not even on VC. I'm not even communicating with Miki to be able to tell something like that. Watch out for teleport. Nope. We're both dead on chair. At the very least, he's not dead to a Foggy Blade. Oh, I'll be the sacrifice. I'll go die in the corner. If he goes for me, I'll be in the corner away from the gate. Okay. Vaults and immediately dies. Man, it really would have been nice if Fire Investigator was already on the edge of the map ready to sneak a rescue in. Now we're in a lot of trouble. Okay, nice. Really... Ooh, that's not nice because he didn't get the rescue yet. Bruh. I'm telling you guys, like, dude, these matches are like so easy on paper. I mean, to be fair, Escapeologist is like one of the worst survivors in the game. Like, there's no way Mickey's gonna survive if he doesn't go to a good area. Mickey, how did you not make factory? Brother, how did you not make factory when you took that base kit? How are you already going down that fast? Like, brother, we didn't even get anyone on the gate. I know Escapeologist sucks, but come on. No one used that factory pallet. Not enough time? What do you mean not enough time? You had the window. Window's also an option. He foggied you to death. He doesn't have foggies. He's gonna kill you by walking. You should be able to make with a boost. You get the boost from getting hit, and you get the boost from the pop. You get a 100% speed boost. You definitely make it. I mean, bro, I'm so salty. I'm gonna check that replay. Let's see. That was extremely annoying that he... By the way, that was extremely annoying that he went to die on my gate and essentially... I'm pinging all game. And he still went and died on my cipher. That was extremely annoying. That was extremely annoying. It made this game a lot more difficult because of that. I mean, still, as long as I don't die on the cipher, we can still get this. But that made our life way harder because of that. I had to use an owl... Put me dead on chair position as well, so we didn't have anyone to do the gate safely. Green is inviting, man. Not a good time. You definitely could have made that. You definitely could have made that. You're not going to die to a small chip. Shoot. Definitely running around that rock, that first rock, made it difficult. I will say, like that rock with the 3 pallets. You know that 3 pallet area near the chair, in front of the exit gate, or not in front, but to the left of the exit gate. It's a faster route to go to factory if you run to the right of that rock than to the left. Because when you go to the left, you go very far. You can take a very indirect route instead of going like a line like this towards factory. You take a line like that, and then you got to go like a weird angle towards factory. So that definitely made it harder. But I think even with that, you still would have made it. You would have taken a chip hit. But who cares? Like, a chip hit is fine, honestly. Also would have made you die in the corner on top of that. When you die on the edge of the map, you give Hunter less control over the middle of the map, because when you die like near one of the gates, then the fastest route for the Hunter to go from one gate to the other now becomes right through the middle of the map, which gives the Hunter a lot more control and potential to get tinnitus or catch someone off guard if their positioning is bad. As opposed to dying at like that factory, or even, let's say, worst case scenario, he chairs you at like the dungeon factory spawn. You're still on the edge of the map, right? He's not going to check the middle of the map. That gives us more potential. more potential, not just for me to walk through middle and get to the other gate, but also our professor now can make it to that window closest to the exit gate, because Hunter's going to come from the opposite side of the map. They're not going to come from the middle where now he's stuck at those crappy 3 pellets in front of the gate. Yeah, I don't know why they don't make it so that you can scroll through the video. I can't tell you how many times I try to record something and I miss. I miss the section I try to record, and I can't go back, and I just gotta restart the whole recording. Back then, there was no 8 times either. Did you drop the rock pal? If you dropped the rock pal, that definitely slowed you down even more. But you shouldn't even... Because I actually don't know which rock pallet you're talking about now, because there's the rock pallet in front of the gate, the 3 pallet rock pallet, and then there's the rock crate pallet near the exit gate that, not near the exit gate, near factory that they like kind of recently added, that they added there. I don't know which one you're talking about. Be specific. Like that one, that crate rock one, you shouldn't even be going for. That you should have gone straight for the window. But if you're talking about the first rock pallet, the one like closest to the exit gate, and to the chair near the exit gate, then yeah, definitely don't drop that. He just goes around it easily. We do have green now, yeah. I'm guessing you had no one. Did you not find anyone? Because he wanted to play on another account, but I was too low ranked to play with him on that account, so now he's on this account. Green had as many accounts. Dude, Green's got friends who know people who know people who know people. He's got so many accounts. I don't even think this account is his either. Like, I don't think this is his either, but that's still Green. Like, I got so many Greens on my friends list. I got Green. This is apparently the original Green. I can't prove that it is, but I don't have Green too. I think no. Well, there's been multiple Greens. The green accounts that I've been playing with him with, they don't even have space on this friends list, so I just add him through global. And I invite him through the global chat. So there's just that green account that I'm not even friends with. You're confused how the gap works in peak tier. Basically, it's exactly the same as all other tiers, which sounds so silly because that, like, how can that be possible? There's no tiers in Champion. There's no tiers in Titan, right? It's not like how there's Unicorn 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, it's just Champion, and then when you hit 25, it's Titan, right? But the game doesn't tell you that there's a hidden tier system. Just like how there's, like, Unicorn 5, 4, 3, 2, and how there's Mammoth 4, 3, 2, 1, right? It doesn't tell you that, but there is a hidden tier system. It is not 25 stars. Not exactly. Seki, I like your name. What does this mean? Oops. I'm bad at English. So no, it's not 25 stars. But that's a fine general. God damn, we have another escapologist. Seriously, dude. God damn, I hate the Survivor. I mean, I guess if you're playing tournament, I can't knock you for it. It is good practice. Going against playing as escapologist against any hunter is such a difficult matchup. It's good practice at the very least, especially in tournaments. But holy, bro. I know green is not gonna take factory, dude. I'm just gonna take factory. Yeah, we live in a world where my name could have been Zyke. You're right. There were options. I was thinking about it. There was Nike, there was Ike, there was Psyche, obviously I went with Psyche, Bikey. Nike I didn't go with because it's basically like the brand with a Y at the end, plus it sounds stupid. I would call you, no, do people call me Mikey in real life? No, they don't. They don't. But my first game that like I made a name for was like one of the first was Clash of Clans. So I didn't know what to name myself. So I just named myself after my name, Mikey. Because my real name is Michael. But no one actually calls me Mikey, but it's like Mikey is the cooler version of Michael, basically. So that's what I went with. Yeah, I had a feeling he's not actually going to go inside. He might not even go for us at all. Because like I said, Matador is such a hard counter to Gamekeeper. As long as we don't let him get close to us. Honestly, even if we let him hit against walls, if he hit the wall for 2 times already, he doesn't have a hook anymore, then we can hit him with our cape and it doesn't matter anymore. I don't think he gets pulled, right? Escape Ball is actually not that bad against Gamekeeper. It only works 1 time, but it does work for 1 hook, right? Yo, Miki, our Escape Ball just pro in here. Does the fog block getting hooked, right? It does, right? Right, so like it doesn't let you even get hooked towards the hunter, right? It's like the old Magician Illusion. Yo, you guys remember when like Magician Illusion counted as hooking a survivor so it would just disappear and do nothing? I don't really want to use my ability because I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried about like a teleport or like a warp. No, he actually is running blank. Okay. There's no rush to use my ability, honestly. There's not a whole lot of rush anyway. Like, even using my ability 1 time, we get it already 50% of the way. We could probably make it. If I have to go rescue, we'll definitely get it on our next ability use. You sure wish it did? Oh my gosh. Seriously, dude. Escapologist disappoints me more and more every question I ask. I'm like, surely, dude, surely. Surely, because Magician Illusion used to count. Something like Magician Illusion used to count? Man, that's an unlucky wanted order, but it is what it is. Could you move that chair a little bit closer, sir? Or not. Just stay in the corner, I guess. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, interchange targets. He's trying to hook me in the trap, bro. I'm not even the one rescuing. Did I just say 6'7"? There's no way I said 6'7". I would have noticed if I said that. Let's see what green can do. You might be right. You might be right. What do you mean you might be? What are you talking about? Dude, Escapologist is so bad that he's used as a throwaway pick in tournaments because he's better than most survivors against the meta, ironically enough. So he's literally just a throwaway pick, so that you have your better survivors open in the later rounds when the stronger hunters are gone, so that way you get even stronger value out of your late game survivors, or like your strong survivors. They're not. You could use them early game too, to be fair. Imagine he hooks at the air. I was waiting for it. We can actually still make this rescue easy. Beautiful rescue. He's not going to swing at me. I know he's not going to swing at me, bro. Slows him down for no reason. We'll take the pallet stone. I'm actually... No, I'm not going to make him break it, because he probably would break it even on his own. And it might actually... Okay, I'm out of here at this point. He's going to just hit me normally. Yeah, it's fine. I have to be a little bit careful here, because he could still go after me, but I'm just going to let my teammates know that he could be going to the other gate. He probably is. Yeah, now he definitely is. You want to be careful with when you use this ability. This is a very strong ability. This is one of the strongest abilities in the game, honestly. This is what the original painting used to be like. That the moment you looked at it, you'd immediately get attracted. Just instantly. Dungeon is an option if I need it. I don't think I should go for it. Why don't I go for it? Why don't I go for it? Because it takes 7 seconds for that guy on chair to die. Even if my teammates leave immediately, it takes 7 seconds. He sees me. He knows where I am. He's going to go straight for me. And I don't think we're going to be able to stall 7 seconds. I mean, I guess if he's stupid enough to hook me, I just make my way back to the dungeon with my ability, but... Again, I don't want to take that risk. We can do the same thing by pushing him in front of the gate and just boosting our way into the gate. I wonder if he would have actually hooked us if he just hooked more accurately. I don't think he would have. It would have been close. But I don't think he would have. It was a little bit scary, though, not gonna lie. You definitely have to try to make sure you push the hunter to the side of the gate. Don't try to push him in front of the gate. That was a little bit scary, though, not gonna lie. Whew, you want to know what's a great survivor that's not escapologist? Matador. That's a good survivor. Whew, I love Matador. He's really good. Anyway, as I was saying, that red capability that you drop on pouch or windows, you have to keep in mind that when you stun a hunter, they can't move their camera. That's a great time when they finish their stun animation to then drop the red apron on the powder window, and then they're like forced to vault it. Well, you're never going to stun on a window, but you know what I'm saying. Pallet is what I meant, right? So you stun them on a pallet, you immediately get them to immediately break the pallet with your ability, and that really depends. Like, because of the way I stunned the hunter, if I stunned the hunter in a way where he was on the other side, meaning that he would have been on the same side as escapologist, so he wouldn't need to break the pallet to get to the escapologist, then that's a great time to use your ability, because then you're going to make him break a pallet he doesn't even want to break. But if you drop the pallet and you stun the hunter on the side opposite of the survivor they want to chase, you could use it to protect yourself if that's an issue, but I know I don't need for that protection. I don't need that protection because by that point we're just going to have someone else rescue me. Or I guess we could just vault the window or something like that. But as soon as I saw the Cypher's Prime, I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to accept a hit here and just make our way to the other exit gate because I don't want him to... well, he already probably would have had his trait back, I'm pretty sure. But anyway. Maybe we should have waited a little bit because... Anyway. What we did is fine there. The point is that if the pallet is in the way of the survivor he wants to chase, you shouldn't drop the ability because he's anyway going to need to break the pallet. That would just be a waste of your ability when he anyway wants to break the pallet. So you have to think about it like that. You have to ask yourself, is this a pallet that the hunter will ever want to break? Or is this a window that the hunter will ever want to vault? If they're right behind me and it's like a really good window, there's no point of dropping it. You also have to keep in mind that when you drop that ability, they break or vault whatever that thing is 10% faster. So you have to remember that there's a downside to force him to do that. So if you know they're going to anyway interact with it, you should just go ahead and just let them vault it normally. Hello, Patrick.
Could I steal a cube?
A cube?
Charger.
Yeah, you can take one. There's somewhere in there. Where is Matador tier list wise? I would say S tier. He's a very good survivor. He's definitely going to be... He needs a huge nerf. He needs a huge nerf. He needs multiple nerfs. That's how good he is. And we're definitely going to abuse it. Escapologist is really good in tourney, though. Listen, you have to remember that the way tourney works is every survivor you pick is going to be permanently banned. You're not picking Escapologist in tourney because he's so good in tourney. You're just picking him in tournament because he's good at being thrown away. You're picking him for the exact opposite reason, because he's so bad that he's better off as a survivor that just like you don't care if you don't get to use him anymore because he's that bad. But the thing about Escapologist is that he's fine against the top tier meta. He's just okay. Like, he's not bad against Hula Baloo, and he's not bad against Gomen. There's a lot of worse survivors that you could pick that are worse against those hunters, and there's also much stronger survivors that you don't want to pick yet, because then you're going to be left much weaker in round 2 and round 3. So when people say a certain survivor is good in tournaments, you have to think about what's going on. You have to think about banning, because what's the difference between tournament and rank? There is no difference. It's the exact same game. The only difference is the banning system. There's genuinely no difference between rank and tournament. It's the exact same game. Everything that goes on, though, that's different is the way you pick your stuff. And a big part of picking your stuff in tournaments is knowing what is good enough to get you through, but not so good that you're not going to have anything good later on. Escapologist fits that weird niche where he's not really good against really anything, but he's fine against the meta. He's not the best. In fact, he's pretty awful against Opera Singer. Like, it's okay. With her short hitbox, it's not the worst, but it could go bad so fast. Like, you could use your smoke, or you could just get completely unlucky. Not to mention that you can hear his footsteps when you're near him. You might not see him, but you can hear his footsteps. You can't hear his footsteps if you're not, like, within 4 or 3 meters of him. But you can hear his footsteps when you're near him, like 3 or 4 meters. That's something not a lot of people know. Did you know that you can hear Escapologist's footsteps in the fog if you're near him? Another reason why Escapologist is not that good. And that's why survivors like Escapologist against fast movement speed hunters like Opera Singer pretty mid, because they catch up pretty quickly, they can hear that sound pretty quickly, they can be led by your sound pretty quickly. Not to mention that you just need to drop your ability way sooner to set it up, and then that makes them a lot worse, because then you just won't get chased, honestly, but you're down a whole ability for the rest of the game. So if that happened at like the start of the game, you basically start the game with 1 ability, which just makes Escapologist tremendously worse if you had to use it that early, because you have to use it that early against something like Opera. If you use it when he's right next to you, you're just going to immediately get hit. Something fast moving to like Opera, it would never work, right? So it's, again, it's not that he's not worth something, but his worth is held more as a throwaway character than an actual good character. Trust me, guys. If think about it like this. Let me put it this way. Instead of talking about bans, which is a lot harder to understand, let me put it in a different way. Let's say you are allowed 0 survivor bans, but you can play any survivor you want. Are you ever going to pick Escapologist when you know it might be Goman, Opera, Hula Blue, or Shadow? No, you're not. Do you know why? Because there's better survivors. There's better survivors to pick. So why don't they do that in tournaments? Because those survivors would be banned and they would not be able to use them later on, which would make them very, very weak and very easy to format later on. That's a great way of putting it. Honestly, I'm a genius for coming up with that. So no, is Escapologist good at countering the meta? No, I wouldn't say that either. Because if you could pick whatever survivor you wanted against Goman, Shadow, whatever the top hunters are, with no repercussions for what you can play next game, like I said, that's rank, right? If no side could get bans that affect future rounds, then you would just go whatever's the best. Because you would just, there's no repercussions to playing the best stuff. That's why every round I'm playing Matador. Because it's not like I'm not going to be able to play Matador next game. I can play Matador as much as I want. I can spam the most broken survivor as much as I want, whenever I want in rank. And that's what makes rank so much different than something like tournament. It's not that they're actually good in tournament. It's that they're good throwaway picks. Because tournaments, every pick you do will cause you to have a harder future in the future rounds. So it really does matter what you pick. So that's like a brief quotation mark explanation on the logic of why Escapologist is seen in tournaments, but why you would never see him in rank, or why you should never see him in rank. Oh, great. So 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. I think he got a notification of where the Escapologist is. So now he's going to go after the Escapologist. Because if the Escapologist leaves the fog, the hunter gets warned 7 seconds later where the survivor is. I think he went after Escapologist at that point. That's a situation where right there Escapologist actually was pretty good. But it was extremely lucky. It took the hunter going in the wrong place. And you just had to hope he goes in the wrong place. And we got very lucky. But it still doesn't change the fact that it was lucky. Hunter and Torny still seem to get confused and not notice his footsteps. You do have to be really close. You do have to be really close. What I'm trying to say is Escapologist is very far. Very, very far from one of the better stars in this game. That's the point. It's not that you can't get away with it. It's that a lot more people know. It's that people are a lot more willing to notice the times he like fools the hunter, and people remember that a lot more than the times where Escapologist just immediately he uses fog and then like 10 seconds later he gets hit. Right? That's not a very good deal with survivors. If you use your ability and you got 10 seconds, if you got hit 10 seconds later and your ability was still up on top of that, like you could have gotten more value from your ability, but instead like it's so bad you're not even getting more value out of it. They just ended up getting hit. It's just not consistent is what I'm trying to say. Also, this guy just got hit in balloons for no reason. Okay. Lanterners is chilling. I love how Lanterners are just chilling here. Wait, he doesn't even notice me. Nice. Can we cancel his hook? Nah, he didn't do it. What happened to Escapologist? No clue, bro. Absolutely no clue. It is actually worth healing the Matador here. Because I will still survive. I'll still survive a hook. I just have to use my ability. Most survivors, it's not worth healing once they're like one chip hit away from death. But it is worth healing Matador because Matador can survive with his ability. So I can survive multiple hooks. Normally, most survivors, when you get hooked, you immediately die. Even if you get healed up. But for me, it is worth it. Okay, but he's going to have to go rescue here. Dude, we have multiple ciphers we can work on. I still think we have the one at Fate Gate. And of course we have Middle. I'm not even going to bother breaking the Peeper. He's just going to drop another one. Or the other reason is the Peeper's going to disappear, right? It only lasts 60 seconds. Okay, now that I didn't get healed up, I do die in a single hook, though. So that makes it a lot more difficult. We're going to focus on... No, please don't run towards the cipher. Or just keep running. Or just keep running to the cipher. Why not? And just let him kill me. Why not? Just give him the chance to just kill me for free. Why not? I hate this guy. This guy has no game sense. This guy has absolutely zero game sense. He sees, or maybe he's looking back. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care that the cipher is being worked on. He's just running straight to it and just dying on top of it. Just dying on top of it. Why not? Why not? Driving me mad, dude. Let's see if we can make him survive. Oh, you know what? We can do something else. Oh, he got Terror Shock though, so it doesn't matter. Was that a Terror Shock? I actually don't know. That was a Terror Shock, right? Anyway. Hold up. If he hooks me here, I just do the same thing, though. Dude, Matador is such a... Oh, no, I can't because I die in one hook. Alright. Oh, that's so annoying. I gotta get out of here. Ugh, I would have been so mad if that connected. Dude, I was waiting on my time to say focus on decoding, and then that guy says focus on decoding. Imagine if I was in a position where I almost die. That would have been the world's worst pop. This is... Oh, okay, well, that's okay. I'll just open the gate for him. He took the tram. I guess that's fine. We might not want to open the gate anymore. I want to, like, stay here and be the eyes, but... Okay. Who's kiting, by the way? Is it Airplanes or Escapologist? Nah, I should have known. I should have known, because he's not pinging. Should have known, bro. It's actually fun. He's actually not doing a bad job. He's surviving amazingly long in that area. That area is so bad against Gamekeeper. He actually survived so long there. Is it safe to say Matador and Escapologist have negative synergy? What do you mean negative synergy? The word I use is anti-synergy, but what do you mean? What do you mean like negative synergy? That they pair badly. What about them pairs badly? Like let's say you Seer Owl a Gravekeeper and he uses a shovel. The Seer Owl immediately disappears. That's anti-synergy. What is the anti-synergy between Gravekeeper and Escapologist? That one of their abilities is so bad with the other. Will we get Thief? Oh, yeah. We didn't get Church one time today, did we? We didn't even get Moonlit one time. Wow, we got not a single... We've got an Arms Factory Leo's Memory over and over today. Well, I guess I shouldn't say over and over. But that's what stands out to me the most. That stands out to me the most because we got Arms Factory into Leo's Memory 2 times in a row. We got a match of Arms Factory, and then the next match was Leo's Memory. And then a few matches later, we got Arms Factory, and the next match is Leo's Memory again. If there was enough time, we might get Arms Factory again, and then get Leo's Memory after that. Oh my god, goddamn, bro. Alright, Visitor 4 is really scared of Qist. This is the worst map for Thief. This is the worst one. The reason this is the worst one is because you go behind any tree as a hunter and the flashlight stops working. And there's so many trees. Not to mention the trees you bump into, but assuming you're such a good thief that you never bump into a tree, the hunter can still dodge behind them. Alright, Miki heard what I said about how bad Escapologist is and stole Matador from me. Okay, fair enough, bro. Well, it's alright. We'll play Knight. Dude, Knight and Matador, when Miki wears that S skin, Knight and Matador look so similar. Honestly, they already look similar. They have the exact same hair now that I think about it. Dude, they're copying all the survivors now. What happened to my potato-faced mercenary models? Bring those back. No, they're only making pointy chin survivors now, dude. Where's my potato explorer? My potato thief? Potato mercenary heads? These are supposed to be dolls, guys, at the end of the day. They're supposed to be potato heads. New times May. Ma. Okay, Miki. Bro still can't type even on his correction. I miss Edamame Bean Merce so bad. Excuse me? Yo, Cypher, you want to turn white again? I don't know what this bug is in identity-5, but recently, whenever you play Hunter or Survivor and there's a Cypher outline, the first time that Cypher gets outlined, it's for some reason white for a few seconds. So especially when you play as Hunter, they all look like they're blocked. This is what it looks like, even though they can't be. Nice palette stone, that's huge. Alright, and she's got a flywheel. Yeah, she doesn't stand much of a chance against Opera Singer. Her best bet was like maybe using Shaq. But it doesn't last a long time. There's not a whole lot you can do with Shaq. Is she gonna break the connection? Okay, that just opens us up for a much easier rescue now. Not necessarily a free rescue, but like one where we for sure now make the rescue without a hit from far by doing that. Like, I'm just gonna finish that Cypher. I have to be careful of Blink here. Unless she already used it, man. I could have just taken that rescue, though. That's so annoying. She's going for the Terror Shock. That really sucks. I'm not gonna rescue, yeah, but... After half rescue is always better than Terror Shock. She's running out in the open. That doesn't last forever. Okay. And I also can't realistically make you live. Like, I don't know what she's going to do. You have to be by a pallet. Otherwise, it's a 50-50 for me to guess what this Opera Singer is going to do. Like, she just ran completely out in the open. I shouldn't even use my ability. I should just let her die. Waste of ability. Now it's going to make it harder for me to kite, trying to save her alive that doesn't even want to get saved. Miki, I swear, you better be decoding a Cypher machine right now. Right now is not a good time to be healing. He might shadow back after he heard that connection. Oh no. That hurts. If he can kite away from his cipher, that would be great for us. Man, but it's still like a really awful position to be in. Okay. This is actually a great time to heal. Because it would be very annoying for us to heal with the prisoner, because prisoner is going to be very far from the ciphers and also very far from when Miki goes down. But now he allows both of us to heal. That teleport actually was like a godsend for us. Because now we're able to both heal. As opposed to before, if I do a Cyber Machine at half health, I'm going to be the one teleport on. But thankfully he uses teleport on like the full health person at least. It's still going to be rough, but better than nothing, I guess. I should have been paying attention to if the hunter was using blink. Because if I knew the hunter already used blink, we would have safely gotten that rescue off as knight. Okay, that's annoying. But what are you going to do about it? Yeah, we're not going to make it. We're just dead. That really sucks, dude. You get caught out and far from that, not a whole lot you can do. I mean, you can hope and you can pray that you'll ability right, but it's when it comes to like out in the open, it's literally a 50-50. Knight's ability is great when you combine it with pallets. Prisoner also never finishes Cypher because he got teleported on. How did that hit? Well, if you play Opera Singer, you'll know why that hit, because it's in her hitbox. That's why. We're just gonna get teleported on. Or Mickey's gonna die. Or Mickey dies and then I get teleported on. Maybe I should have went more around instead of cutting through factory. I don't know though, because if we cut through middle, we're just gonna get seen regardless. We could cut through the back of factory, I guess. Yeah, cutting through the back of factory would have been the best. Okay. Well, he's just gonna shadow back on Miki's chair. He's not gonna shadow back on Miki's chair. Oh, I see him. Did she ever use this shack area? Oh yeah, she did. Miki, brother, can you tell me, can you see from that distance? Miki, brother, you can call out if dungeon is there, bro. You can literally see it. Miki, where's my call out? Is dungeon there or not? Did Mickey like disconnect? Like, where's my pig, bro? He just died. Ah, whatever. You went to get water, bro. Two VA? No, I'm good. Post-rank rage release? I wouldn't say that. I just want to play Hunter. Can the guy play Hunter? We got Mercenary and Gravekeeper? Violinist? Guy's Violinist. How bad can he be, right? Are you a cat or a dog person? I don't know, honestly. I think they're both really good. The problem with cats is that cats are not really going to be by your side. Very few cats will be by your side. Like, we have one cat at home, but most cats are not really there by you all the time. They're also really quiet. Easy to step on, something like that. A dog is like more, what's the word? I don't know. He's more involved in your life. I don't know which one I'd rather have, because sometimes a dog is a headache too, you know? Okay, he's got Flywheel. At least, unless he's running Broken Windows without Flywheel, and he's just running Weber's Law. It doesn't look like it, otherwise he would have gotten a bigger speed boost. Unless he stood still for a little bit. Well, Flywheel's still not up. Aren't you the person that asked if Psyche's pregnant? Yes, yes he was. He was. Pretty good chair for Hunter. It's not great in terms of like rebound potential as Hunter, because survivors can rebound with these 3 pallets, but it's great control over middle. Also, Mercenary's doing that cipher, because we saw where the other 2 ciphers are, or survivors are. Nah, man, he got me. Pretty sure that cypher's gonna pop by now. Let's just leave him be. I think I'd rather keep controlling middle. That cypher's almost gonna be primed by now. Like, between the start of the match and also all that time on chair. Hello. He still didn't pop the cipher. Well, they're gonna just pop it pretty soon though. Gravekeeper, sir, you gotta make up your mind. Honestly, I think Prospector may as well have tried to pop that. Brother, you're still trying to do this cipher? Even when I'm... Oh my god! His owl power isn't activating. Alright, I don't think we're going to chase him. But that was a really nice free hit. It's going to make this game a lot easier. And there's just one less guy who's going to be able to rescue this game now. He's going to use a shovel now. Watch him get sniped. Ah, so close. Oh! Oh! Okay, still got hit by the note anyway. Nice. Bro, this guy like graffitied 3 graffitis in the same spot. I gotta join in. We gotta add to the collection. Did she just perfume? No, she didn't. Alright, but you see some people, they just immediately be going for that rescue. They just don't care that he drops a no, that a double hit could easily happen. Alright. Like, alright. He's doing graveyard. Have you ever considered becoming a hunter main for a season? No. That's completely pointless. If you want to compete in tournaments, there's absolutely no reason to ever be the faction that you are not known for. The biggest reason I play Survivor is not just because I enjoy Survivor and that I think the teamwork aspect of Survivor is a lot more impressive than the solo aspect of playing Hunter. Oh, he still had another shovel. But also is that at this point, if I'm gonna play the game competitively and try to get to Call of Abyss, which is what I've been trying to do for 8 years now, and every year something goes wrong with like something with the team. Maybe there was just like one person who fell behind a little bit, so the whole team falls behind. Okay. Well, listen, warp does work in certain basements. In some basements, you are able to, like, warp out straight from basement. Which one was it? I forgot which one was it, that I was able to just warp from the bottom floor. There is one that you can, like, warp from basement upstairs. I can't remember which one, though. Oh, hello. This guy still has, I think, 2 elbow pads, unless he used one to get to the chair earlier. We're better off trying to put debuffs on him and slow him down before we try to use our ability, or we could get a free hit. This guy did use the pallet, so he's not gonna stand there. The amount of times I've walked past this like 90% cipher is insane. I've walked past the cipher at least 3 times this game, and it's still not done. People still having fun. I'm just gonna pick this guy up. I swear, you guys better not rescue this guy. If you guys rescue this guy as I'm putting him on chair and it's still not going for dungeon, I'm gonna be fuming. See, some survivors be getting so mad when hunters slug for the 4 kill. But then other survivors just go for the chair rescue when you put him on chair, because it's way easier to rescue than to heal a survivor in the middle of nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the question is, she got a syringe. The question is, which chest was it? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe in graveyard? Oh yeah, it was graveyard. Man, and you still got perfume. You see what I'm saying? I would have been better off leaving this mercenary on the ground, honestly. Okay, now what? Damn, bro. That wasn't a hit. Never used to a charge attack on Violinist, bro. Never. At least I didn't get slowed down for it. Oh, tram is coming. Bye. BM value! So yeah, I've never considered becoming a hunter main for 1 season, because that would be completely pointless. You're gonna You always want to keep getting better at the faction you are actually going to play long term. Like, yeah, it probably could be a good hunter if I put a lot of time into it, and maybe that would give me a spot in Call of Abyss at some point. It's probably would give me a better shot, because it's a lot easier to be your own team than to be good at Survivor, and you still need 3 other people to be as good as you are. Otherwise, your team will only be as good as its worst player. Would you rather play IDV or be pregnant? I'd rather play IDV. Look, what's with these male mpreg questions? You gotta chill on them. I don't want to be talking about mpreg. This is not a stream for mpreg man. Just a guess. Maxie, how'd you know, man? You know me too well. Stars will be infected with multiple stacks of demon notes. I've read these things so many times. Like, some of them I have memorized, like Thief. Old habits die hard. He often steals parts while decoding. That's for his debuff. That's like the first 2 sentences of his debuff. $2 for a Blood Queen match. Well, you guys know I hate Blood Queen and I really suck at Blood Queen. But I want $2. I want a fraction of minimum wage. Pay up. Where's my fraction of minimum wage? Where's my 1/5? The way you casually say that. Dude, I've seen some guys actually talk about mpreg like this is a real thing they want to be. You do not want to be pregnant. You do not want to be pregnant. I haven't been pregnant to tell you, but from what it sounds like, I mean, just a hunch. It sounds like you don't want to be pregnant, but I could be entirely wrong. I might be wrong. I might be better off getting a basic hit, honestly, instead of using my mirror. Guys, what thoughts about would basic hit be easier? I think it would be. Dude, she's still gonna get the heal off is the best part. That's the best part, is that she still gets the heal off. Oh my god, give me the hit. Oh man, too bad. Ugh! We just have to. Yeah, thank you so much for the $2 donation, Tyra and JoJo. I don't even need the mirror. Now we have the mirror for the batter. Cool. Oh! Fast palette breaking Blood Queen! You've never seen this before. You guys have never seen the fast palette breaking Blood Queen. Beware. Beware of the fast palette breaking Blood Queen. That's gonna... Oh my god, it turned toward the... Honestly, maybe I could have gotten a hit on them. Hello. Can you give me a free hit? You're gonna flywheel. Okay. Yeah, I guess he doesn't know that Blood Queen has insta attack on balloons, but sure. YOLO mirror? Don't hit the chair challenge? I'm literally just blindly swinging. I don't even see them. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, can you go towards the batter mirror? Oh my god! Mirror! I should have just immediately swung. Fast palette breaking on Moonlit. Beware. I think I have insolence in that case. Oh, this guy's still here. I'm so bad at Blood Queen, I'm just gonna go for the farm. Farm, please save me. Go, Blood Queen! Good job, Blood Queen Mirror. Only issues now, I have no idea where Doctor went. Alright, that's fine. I guess we'll cheer you. Man, that kind of sucks though, because Doctor just gets up for free. Is she in the corner? She is not in that corner. Oh, she's right there. It's okay. Well, that made it a lot easier. I was about to be like using my advanced knowledge on like what obstacles don't load in from far to tell you if she's in the corner or not. But nah, she's just right there. She's just right there chilling. Free hit. Flywheel. Oh my god, the whole gang is here. Why are the Avengers assembling for this one doctor? What the? No! Oh my god. Am I in the... I swear, if you get this... Good. Good. Much better. That's what I like. That's what I like. Running into the hunter's arms. Beautiful. Alright, now we can... Well, if the batter's still there, we can go for him. Maybe he's getting... healed by the Enchantress! Wait, that's... Alright, well, let's still go after the Enchantress anyway, because the Enchantress has some healing progress on her. Why do I mirror like that? I need to stop mirroring like that. I'm mirroring too far away from the... Or too close to the survivor. I need to mirror, like, halfway in between them. Oh, I see where batter is. Hello, batter. Honestly, let's just chair here, though, because if I chair by batter... Well, actually... well, we'd force the merchant to come to us. I should have chaired by batter. Yeah. Well, it's a long walk. Yeah, we should have chaired that batter, I think. We can still get him off the cipher like this. Wait, can we hit him? Oh. Give me that hit. I can't. Oh, watch out! Bro! Patroller Blood Queen. You've never seen this before. New advanced tricks. Are you gonna give another hit? It's a sad use of your elbow pad, but sure, that's fine. Do I even want to get on that? I was like thinking about that. Like, do I even want to get on that? We have a nice, fresh, smelly batter right over here who's also been on chair. What do you guys think? Beautiful. 100% skill-based ball. As you can see, it's only the mirror doing the work. Look, Dr. Syringe is left behind. The only useful thing about her now. I remember before Doctor's buff, I would always say the most useful thing about Doctor would be the fact she drops a syringe for anyone to heal themselves with. And even then, almost every survivor couldn't pick up the syringe anyway, so it just didn't matter. No flywheel still. Still no flywheel. I was expecting a flywheel, but alright. Alright. What's up, guys? Oh my god, what a beautiful hit. What a beautiful YOLO hit that we just randomly got. I'll take it. I'm totally carried by how the survivors play. I don't actually do anything with my mirror. Maybe he's here. Maybe he's in the corner. Patroller! Go find him! Where is he? Sniff him out. He'll never see it coming. Patroller, why is your camera so like low to the ground, bro? You gotta go a little higher than that. Where is he? Oh my god, were those footsteps? I think I saw footsteps last second. Oh my god, it was footsteps last second. Doom! Yo there! Patroller! Good job, boy. Good boy. Sniffing him out. Good boy. Love that guy. BM Patroller? Not even. That Patroller helped us. Or I'm going crazy. So we can bribe him to play certain hunters. I'm taking notes for when I next get paid. UKJ is inviting me to play Fortnite with him. This is the Fortnite mode, right? I'm sorry, UKJ. I'm not feeling it today. Alright, Daisy, you gotta stop eating that sour cream and start playing the match, because we found one. Hello? Daisy! I know she's buying that sour cream in bulk. She must have been in the grocery store busy buying all that Daisy. You will do many things for money. I have a whole stream dedicated to what I would do for money. Can anyone guess what it is? Daisy match dodging, exactly. What is Daisy doing? Photograph a match and you'll be reincarnated into a lotus flower. Yo, I think I'm a pass. No, not because I don't want to be reincarnated into a lotus flower. Definitely not. Definitely not. That sounds like a pleasurable thing to be. Like, I totally want to be that. I just, I just don't want to play photo for sure, right? Shirtless stream part 2, when? New donation goal, $500 again, next shirtless stream. It's not really special, though. What made the shirtless stream special is that no one was expecting it. That's what made it special. Ja, es por el cumpleaños de mi hermana. Bro, people who speak Spanish laugh so funny. They say ja. These guys are so funny, bro. Play Geisha? I didn't see until now. Yo, any Spanish speakers? Why do you guys say ja? Just laugh like a normal person. The novelty of seeing your IDV streamer shirtless for the first time. I remember Tato was like telling me she thought she would pull up that stream. She told me, I thought you were gonna pull up a like those fake 6-pack shirts. That I was just gonna wear that and call it the shirtless stream. Honestly, bro, she knows me way too well. I would definitely do that. I would definitely do that. There is one person who spawns out ruins. I swear, man. I know these people spawn at 3 pallet, and every single one of them always is the 3 pallet first. I don't know why. I guess it's because they don't know where the hunter spawns, to be fair. That might be why. I'm gonna block out that pallet just so she has less places to go that are like any good. Woo! Get her! Okay, whatever. Oh, we still have another vine. Do you have a heal up for it? Nope, yo, dead. Dude, she spent that time healing at the pallet just to die anyway. Rest in peace. Also, so annoying that they got the cipher upstairs. We couldn't even block it off. Yeah, we're gonna warp. No, I used my warp. What did I see? I didn't notice that we have mechanic on the team. Damn, bro, he made me waste my ability. Oh, whatever. Well, it's after half. Now the question is, can we stuff him? She can't even heal in Tide. We can just hit him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of lucky that that didn't count as looking. And she's gonna get a heal up here, at least some of it. Ugh. She broke that chair. Good thing there's an infinite amount of chairs. I kind of wanted a chair there because that chair is better for survivors, and I wouldn't mind getting rid of it just to use it. Can he actually use his cape to prevent getting stunned here? Did he do it? He did do it! Oh, it does work. It's just he's still dead. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat, actually. That's very good. Oh, I forgot to use my ability. Because there's no chair here. I should have used it regardless anyway, though, even if it was there. That's pretty cool. It really is just like Flywheel. How you doing, bro? Your light bulb died? Man, rest in peace, light bulb. Can we get a 07 in the chat for Michi's light bulb? So sorry about the light bulb. Oh no, Maxie's light bulb. Why did I think it was Michi? No, it was not Michi. It was just Maxie. What do you think they will buff about Peddler? You know, that's a great question. I don't think they should be buffing Peddler, but we live in a society, I guess. Oh, they actually rescued. I didn't think they would. That was actually too good. Oh, you're gonna go for it? No. Oh. Ah, I got him. Bro, what is that leg? Gardener, come here. Oh wait, you already used your self-heal. Yo, dude. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna buff about Peddler. I'm scared. I'm scared because Peddler is a pretty decent hunter. She's not a bad hunter at all. I knew Mickey was in the chat ready to say that. Oh no, it was. Yeah, Creamy Michi did say that. Okay. I know, I was right. I was right. What would they buff about Peddler? Honestly, I thought they would nerf Peddler before they buff Peddler. I wouldn't nerf her personally, but they might make it so that you don't move as slow while you make your while you're absorbing something, which would be pretty decent. That would be a pretty decent buff. I mean, what buff could I possibly think of for Peddler that wouldn't already make her extremely good? Like, she's already a pretty good hunter. Maybe they'll buff the mineral affinity ability because it's not that good. It's just okay. It's very situational. Even when you activate it, sometimes the stun just doesn't happen. It's okay. Like, it's not the worst, but it's pretty bad. It could work for, like, let's say, like, drop-down hits, surprise drop-down hits from far, but it's probably not going to happen. Should we surrender? What about a cooldown reduction? No. No, I wouldn't want to see that. They all... people don't notice, but Peddler does get a cooldown reduction at full presence. It's by default, it's 18, but then it gets buffed to 16 at full presence. No one notices it, but it really stacks up. It's kind of like the... it's not as severe, but it's like when Bonbon... Full presence used to buff his cooldown from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. Like, he basically had infinite bombs. By the time he used like 4 bombs, he would already have maybe 3 back. It was actually crazy. It's still pretty good, but you definitely don't notice it as much anymore. Okay, drop down hit. No. You don't get it. He's so fast. Okay, bridge in that cipher. Oh, he fell for it. That is... Who was that? Toy Merchant? Was that Toy Merchant? Bridge is not coming to rescue. No one is coming to rescue. Okay, that guy's going to rescue. I see a shadow. I'm still going to walk in this direction. Hopefully she stuns me. No, she didn't. Now I'm not going to get stunned in time. Okay, hold up. Nice, we got stunned. It gives me extra flame. Every time Helmberg gets stunned, you get extra flame for it. They're working together to break both puppets. That's fine. No one's decoding. I have to be a little careful here because I don't want to give my face to him. Okay. Dude, one of my favorite things about the fire sphere and the puppets is that when you knock down a survivor, they just anyway swing at them just to add insult to injury, and he hit the prisoner's chair. Oh, Geisha, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right. Alright, these guys look like they just gave up on life. Well, he's not gonna swing in time. Okay. Oh my god, he's still swung in time. I thought she would immediately go for it, I'm not gonna lie. Give her a better normal attack delay? She's got one of the better attack delays in the game. She doesn't take long at all to recover from a miss. Nice. Oh my god! My babies! What did you do to them? My poor babies! No! What did they do to them? Hold up, I really want to chair the archer with both puppets in my inventory, because you can make them hit the chair. You can make them hit the chair as they're dying. I'm sorry, I won't give you dungeon. Please don't surrender. Please, I want to show everyone. Helliver's got the best BM. Go, puppets! Go! 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 It's kind of hard because I didn't have that. I should have set them up ahead of time. I should have thrown them on the chair ahead of time, and then it would have been easier to activate them both. The puppet BM. They still target people who are dying. You meant the duration of registering a normal attack as a hit? I mean, I guess they could, but why would they want a buff that? Like I said, like, I don't think there's anything that Peddler needs a buff for. Like, the only thing I can think of is her gems attack. It kind of sucks. It's not that good. Toxic puppets. See, that's like a very weird thing in the game where, like, one of the things about the game is that the game doesn't know someone died until 7 seconds later after they died on the chair. And you can see that in, like, the dungeon opening. You can see that in the puppets when they keep swinging at, like, a chair that, like, someone's dying on. Like, they don't know that the person's already dead. You've seen good peddlers use gem for anti-harassment. Listen, I'm not saying the gem is useless by all measures. I'm just saying it's way, way, way worse than the other abilities. It doesn't mean that something has to be useless for it to get a buff, or useless to not be called bad. Sorry, useless to be called bad. Something can be bad but not useless. The gem is just not that good. Like, you're not gonna see peddlers use the gem attack for most of their chases. If they use it, it's most likely because they already had it from doing something else, like blocking Cypher Machine most of the time. Very rarely will, like, a peddler willingly take a gem ability over, like, a vine or an earthquake. Or even just saving it. Saving the ability even sometimes is better, just so you have that ability to immediately open up the first pallet they drop. It has its purpose, but the purpose is too niche. I think I just saw a shadow right there. Did I see a shadow? Oh my god, they're immediately taking the horse? Alright, whatever. How you guys doing? I don't actually know where the horse stops. Where's the horse stop? I think it stops, like, right here. This guy has his pig following him while he's riding a horse. Crazy stuff. I'm gonna need you to get off that Cypher. That palette is so good, dude. That palette is so annoyingly good, like how wide it is. This one's also pretty good, honestly. And then come out of this window, like, you kind of have to break it. The racecourse map is an extremely good map for survivors, man. Extremely good. Nice, I knew he would do that. He's been playing a little bit too good. He's been playing a little bit too good with his lassos to not flywheel a blink. Actually gonna grab this puppet. You clock back and see us how long, right? This is pretty normal for me. Okay, I see where they're coming from. Maybe we can get the red puppet glitch off of them? Man, I shouldn't have broken that. I'm not gonna have time to do it. Wait, I could have sworn I saw a survivor coming from this direction. Please don't go on your pig. Yes, he didn't go on his pig. He's not even gonna make it anymore. Let's go. Man, why am I lagging a little bit? We probably could have hit him still. That's annoying. Grab the red puppet because it's the more useful puppet. Might help us on a chase, but I'm pretty bad at using the puppet in the middle of a swing. Man, it's ridiculous that them popping the middle cipher gives them a 7% decode buff. It's really not that hard to pop. I see what they're like trying to do. They're like, oh, it's in the middle. It's the easiest for under pressure. It doesn't work like that. Because there's multiple survivors on the map. As soon as you chase one of them, the other one starts doing it. Ironically enough, middle is one of the easier ciphers to do on most maps. It really depends on the map. On a map like Eversleeping or Lakeside, it's not because there's just so much trash. Sorry, there's just nothing around, I mean. There's just nothing around on the map to actually kite with in the middle. But on a map like Arms Factory, middle is not that difficult to do. There's not much risk doing middle. You do have to be careful of which side the hunter's coming from, and you have to always be aware because of that. Can you break and teleport at the same time? No, I feel like people would have already found that out if that was possible. This yellow puppet's kind of useless. Oh, there's my boy. He didn't want to play at 85 anymore. The way they phrased it, it looks like they're going to give her something that's going to increase her win rate. Could you have given me a more useless hint than that? Guys, is there a more useless hint that the devs could have possibly given us than we're going to buff this hunter to increase their win rate? What's the point of the buff if it doesn't increase their win rate? The point was to make them better. This has got to be the dumbest phrasing I've ever heard from the devs. I've heard a lot of stupid things. I've heard a lot of lies. A lot of stuff that came 3 years later. Like the entomologist hunter. But brother, that's got to be the dumbest thing I ever heard. We're buffing her so that her win rate improves. That's the point of a buff! What's the buff? Oh, it's something that'll improve her win rate. Brother, what? What? Okay, whatever, dude. Whatever. That's completely worthless knowledge. Thank you for the useless hint, NetEase. I appreciate it, dude. I really appreciate the useless hint. Geisha for Michi. We'll do one Geisha match. If it goes really badly, I'm gonna be pissed and we're gonna do another match after this. But we'll do one match. And I'll put on something. Some ability. Peddler needs better map control. I could see where you're coming from. Yeah, I feel you. Does a hunter that has good chase necessarily need good map control? Not necessarily. Opera Singer definitely wouldn't need it. You can make a hunter be very good without good map pressure. Like back in the day, the S tier hunters were Ripper and Spider, and they were very good without any map pressure. But that's because it had to do a lot with what survivors were available too. And what hunters were available, I guess. So maybe I shouldn't be including them because there weren't a whole lot of options back then either. Man, Geisha does move so fast if you have a hunter's instinct. Oh man, I'm so bad at Geisha. Oh, she doesn't have broken windows at least. Okay, we bailed out there a little bit. So she either has tie turner or flywheel. Or maybe she's just running a snowflake build, I don't know. Oh, she's putting herself in a really bad spot. Kind of messed it up though. I think I needed to be a little closer there. Maybe we could have gone for it. Well, we anyway can't knock her down though. We have to wait. There's the flywheel. We anyway have to wait because we don't want to kill her with stress active. It doesn't really matter. Definitely I'm going to try to pressure the Cypher. All the other servers are still shaking. So there's no real point camping right now. That doesn't reach. Charge attack is a little bit too short for that to reach. Completely useless flywheel? I mean, I guess not completely useless, but she might need that flywheel. Like, that flywheel has a very expensive cooldown. And the Psychologist is not going to be able to rebound. You should save your flywheel. The little tip for people who are playing Survivor main, don't use your flywheel on the chair. I know it's really tempting to be like, oh, but they're going to hit me, right? If they're going to hit me, that's like, oh, they swung and hit my flywheel. Haha, you hit my flywheel. Don't do that, because you're just going to immediately get hit afterwards, and now that flywheel gets no value anymore. You should have been saving that flywheel for a time you really needed. Right? A time that you're actually going to potentially either, like, to avoid a hit is the simplest way I can put it. To avoid a hit is the point of a flywheel. If you use your flywheel and you're going to get hit immediately afterwards, there's no point of that. Man, that was still in the pallet. Apparently that's also in the pallet. Good to know. Because now we can chase that little girl, and we're not going to have to worry about flywheel on the first chase. Oh my god, is this going to block my vision? Okay, well no, that blocked my vision. That's fine. Brother, I know you're here. Tennis ability exposes him. The biggest thing I don't like about Geisha is that if you're using Geisha against low-tier survivors, I don't know how smart these survivors are. Like, how smart are the survivors? Are they going to try to dodge my dash, or are they going to try to just stand behind the pallet and just randomly drop it? That's the biggest problem with playing Geisha at low tier. Is that you're better off playing high tier hunters, or any hunter at any high tier hunter at any rank, really. Because of the fact that it's kind of like a guess. Why is he teleporting to the Okay, well now you do. Whoop. That's a little bit too late. Is that's kind of like a problem, is that when you play hunters like this that are like not guaranteed to get the hit off, something like Lizard and Geisha are great examples. These are very like, you're really hoping that the survivor does a certain action, right? Unless they're conveniently out in the open, it's always going to be a little bit risky. I do like how these pouts are completely useless, though, against Geisha. That's pretty nice. I gotta hand it to her. Usually these pouts, when they're both drop, are not this easy to deal with. It's pretty nice to just fly right over them and just literally doesn't matter. I need to stop. I've been doing a bad habit. I mean, you can tell I don't play Geisha because I keep dashing before I wait for the hook. I should wait for the hook and then dash. Because you follow the hook that way. And then there's stuff like that with Geisha. That might actually cost us this game now. I hope it doesn't. Probably won't, but like now they're definitely going to be able to pop the last hire because of something like that. Again, that's like something you can fix over time by playing Geisha, but it's like it's a very similar situation to Patient where it's like you'll only know if you play Geisha enough, not because you are a master at the dash, mostly because you failed at every dash, and then you become a master at it. I don't really like those kinds of characters where like you have to fail in every single possible way. It's true to a certain extent. It's true to almost everything in life that you got to fail at some point, but it feels like you got to fail with literally everything with hunters like Geisha or Patient to know the dangers of like every hidden obstacle in the game and every hidden wall and every hidden boundary. Like, come on, dude. Like, I guess it goes inside the obstacle. I guess that's why it doesn't work. Bro. That's really convenient how the page pushed us to the other side of the palette. That was really convenient, dude. Geisha is a lot better at higher tier where like once the survivors know their routes, some survivors will just know counters to hunters better than other survivors. So while you might have success with something like Ripper, if you go against a survivor who has played the game enough, or at least has given the game enough time to think about in their spare time, okay, I died to Ripper very quickly, what could I have done to not die to Foggy Blades? And if you go against a survivor who actually spent a little bit of time at post-match thinking about what you need to use to be Ripper, it's almost always going to work to be Ripper after that. That's the kind of issue with hunters like Rippers, that they are very good against survivors who don't have like a set route in mind, who don't plan their routes, who just kind of go with the flow. Now, that's not to say I don't go with the flow on all my kites. Almost every single one of my kites, I just go with the flow. Because at the end of the day, there's three things that could happen. Hunter goes on the left side of a pallet, Hunter goes on the right side of the pallet, or they break the pallet. For almost every single pallet in the game, your option changes what you should do. Like, whatever they choose to do, you do something else. So, and that's a great situation when it goes with the flow. But the point is, no matter what they do, I have a plan. Is the point that I already know where I can make, what I can make, depending on the hunter I'm against, and depending on what survivor I'm playing as. What can I do to counter whatever they'll try to counter me with by trying to reach that next pallet? Everything really has a certain plan. Some hunters it's easier to plan around because there's less they can do while they're walking after you, like Ripper. And so in the case like Ripper, you have broken windows. You just take a certain order of pallet and then window vault, and then pallet vault again. You use the ability somewhere in between waiting for your next boost, and that's generally how it goes. Right? So if you go against a survivor like that, it's going to be very easy to counter the Ripper. Maybe not very easy because of course some maps there's just no good route to do that as easily as opposed to something like Hospital. But where Geisha is different is that Geisha is like, okay, it forces you to think in a very different way. At the end of the day, survivors can still counter Geisha in a way that's very similar to Percy, which is that they know that Geisha can only dash in a straight line. So as soon as they see her throw the butterfly, you can just go 90 degrees to the left or right of the dash. If there's a pallet directly 90 degrees of you, you can just use that as an option. Flywheel also works great wonders. There's also a lot of survivor abilities, especially with Matador's release. Antiquarian, Seer, Perfumer, which is a very popular survivor in the low tier, so even more reason not to play Geisha or Blood Queen in the lower tier. But that's the thing, that you see these survivors less, you see Perfumer less in the higher tier, and you also see, I would say you see Flywheel a little bit less, because I think whenever I play Hunter, I'm always going against these low tier survivors, and I'm always expecting him to have Flywheel. Why do I expect him to have Flywheel? Because Flywheel is like a, oh crap, kind of ability. Flywheel's a very oh crap ability. That you misjudged something and you didn't make it to the pallet and you're like, oh crap, I gotta press my oh crap button to make it to the pallet now to not take a hit. As opposed to a higher tier, starters have kind of figured out what pals they can and can't make and have realized that, like, wait a minute, instead of trying to fly in this crappy area, I could just use broken windows in the same exact area to reach a better area, right? And use it as just a transition point to go between from point A to point B, right? And so you have these starters who figured out these routes a little more. You might see more broken windows because of that. You still see a lot of flywheel, though, I will say. So at the end of the day, Geisha still kind of suffers because of that. But still, I will say Geisha becomes better in higher tier where it really does become a mind game. Because once it's a mind game, yeah, you could lose it still. But if you're not amazingly mechanically skilled at the game, you can't like react instantly to pal drops. You can't use abilities back and forth very quickly, like Dream Witch, swapping between trades very quickly, or Servants really quickly. If you're not really good at something like that, something like Lizard or Geisha, where they don't take a lot of mechanical skill, they just take being in the right place at the right time and pressing the button at the right place at the right time, which still takes a certain amount of mechanical skill, but at the end of the day, it does become sort of like a 50-50, and you have if you're not mechanically skilled, it becomes much better, and then at that point, anyone can win it. The Starter could win it, the Hunter could win it, and Geisha's a lot harder to find areas and routes where it's like, okay, there's absolutely nothing she can do, because almost always Geisha can catch up to you in some way or in another. And almost any single transition you take, it's almost always a straight line. It's very similar to Waxers, like I said, where it's like, or Percy, where it's like you are constantly taking curves in your transition. You're not simply going in a straight line like against Ripper. And even against Ripper, you don't really want to go in too much of a straight line because then he just Foggy Blades and gives himself a huge speed bonus in a straight line, right? So you're trying to take curves, it makes the Geisha not be able to catch up to you in a single dash as well. But once you meet them at a window, once you meet them at a pal, once you do finally catch up, that's where Geisha really shines. These low tiers, I guess I could just randomly dash and it might usually work, but you never know. At the end of the day, Geisha's like more of like I said, like that 50-50. Once you're at a pal, do they vault it? Do they walk up to you? Do they walk behind the pal expecting you to dash? It's unlikely for them to win. It's more like a 60 or 70, if I'm being honest with the Geisha. But there's always still that chance. Also, if they have flywheel, it's more like a 100% chance for this rather than Peddler Graffiti. They actually care about the newer hunters. They gave a graffiti to a newer hunter. I usually don't see graffitis added this early for a new hunter. And she's not even new, by the way. Why are you saying 6-7? I didn't say it. I didn't say it, right? Here we go again, bro. Also, I need to add my graffitis for Matador. I gotta add the cool graffitis in the fireworks. Do I have it for Qist? Yep, I have my smiling clown. No, I don't have my smiling clown for you. I'm just checking if I updated the newer hunters. If I have their things. The graffitis, the really cool graffitis that I've, for some reason, never seen them come back. This was a first anniversary graffiti and they never brought it back, this clown one. So it's always such a surprise when I see someone have it. I mean, can you get this? Can you get this? I feel like I've seen this way too often. For like so many times I graffiti and this person graffitis the exact same graffiti back to me, even though I don't think you can get this after the first anniversary. I think this is essentially like a limited emote. I don't actually know if there's any other way to get it. Maybe it's been in like the Spyglass shop and I've never noticed because I already have it. I don't know. Maybe you can still get it. Can you ever get it? All 5 years, none of these graffitis showed up? Okay, so I'm assuming it is limited. But then again, like, I don't know. Maybe it has shown up in Spyglass and people just don't realize. What do I know? Dude, why does it... I forgot Escape Ball just has, like, this useless ability to see where people are while carried in balloons. Like, why? This is such a useless ability, bro. Absolutely useless. Like, people, when someone pings, it's essentially a mark of where they are for the next 5 seconds. It's the exact same thing. The misdirection is pretty cool. I really like that about Escape Ball. Just everything else. Like, this is, like, fine, but it's... At the end of the day, like, it doesn't solve the issue that you have to make the rescue, you know? It makes it easier in certain situations. It's honestly not bad when it's something like Opera, because Opera can definitely cut you off from far. Smoke screen, kind of bad though. Cooldown 20 seconds. I don't know what the devs are thinking, dude. Sometimes you get hit a second time before you can even use the smoke screen a second time. Like, you'll use your smoke screen, and you might get hit in the first 5 seconds of using your smoke screen. And then you're on a cooldown for your next smoke screen. So, like, what do? I guess you just stay in the same smoke screen, right? Unless there's a really good area next to you that can just get to with your speed boost, which is... He needs a buff so bad. You know, the worst part about it is they're not going to buff him. Devs are not going to buff him in a useful way, I don't think. Because he's used enough in tournaments where they're scared to buff him. They don't really have a strong understanding of the game, I don't think. I mean, you can't have every survivor be amazingly broken, but it's just sad how bad he is. Like, he's not that good. He's really not anywhere close to good. Where if they buff him, he'd become anywhere close to S tier. I really doubt that. They added a nice buff where at least you move faster for 1 second after going in and out. I mean, it's cool, it's neat, you know, it's something. Not the worst thing in the world, you know. Alright, guys. That's going to be it for today's stream. Free escapologist. The only person he needs to escape from is himself, because he might be one of the worst survivors in Identity 5. If you guys enjoyed the stream, be sure to like it, subscribe to see more streams just like this. Turn on the notification bell to get notified more streams like this, or join the Discord so that you can get notified every single time I do a stream on my YouTube channel or upload a brand new video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I will see you guys later. Take care. This has been Psyche. Peace out, everybody. I will see you guys all later.